Yes, it's early. Yes, I look tired. I did not think did not think it was gonna start already.
Still maintaining the hold on this hill, and just as you said, AJ, they
Was
have to
not
start pulling
prepared.
away now, and that's exactly what they're looking to do right now.
But Garena Masters playoffs is already here, and it's freaking Almighty versus Omega. Yes, Almighty has a different name, but I'm still gonna call him Almighty because
That means as soon as that hill opens, they're going
it's
to start
easier.
earning points, while Powerhouse still has to
All
make
right,
his
shut
way
up and
over the
Scourge
hill.
looking
But
strong.
they're
We
going to
got
go in for a
Whoopi
split push right now, trying
going
to
ham,
capture
finally
players
realizing the
Smart
power
Omega
of the
on the point,
R9.
and it looks like they're going to be able to get that break.
It's about dang time.
Powerhouse to invested earlier on to pull out a majority of points from that P1. 2 now on P2 as well. Powerhouse try to run away with
Omega definitely looks shaky coming into this, but Hardpoint doesn't look terrible. I don't know how strong Powerhouse is in their own Hardpoint. Oh, never mind. There's still shotguns. Just wait. Just wait till the Argus is here.
Powerhouse should be able to take this one away from Kevs.
Just wait until the Argus is here, huh?
Final 10 seconds, but Smart Omega already on the rotation for the Money Hill. P3 anchored down by Idra this time.
Also, top 10 guns going live right now.
But are they going to be able to maintain that is a huge question here, because Powerhouse, they've been really good at
it was supposed to go live last night, and then alright, so the HD is not available yet.
Or will Smart Omega finally pull away?
I do have to be quiet. Molly and the baby are sleeping. Once again, I was not expecting this to be today. I'm definitely not going to be able to watch probably the whole thing because I told Molly she could go do stuff. That would take care of the baby. That's a long freaking weekend, dude. Starting playoffs on a Wednesday? Crazy. I guess it is double elim. It's 8 teams.
Right behind them. Powerhouse, on the other hand, having lots of trouble accessing this hill. They take their foot off of the hill. Powerhouse gets in.
Ooh, split spawns.
But Smart Omega, great opener to rotate.
Wait, is it split spawns or did he rotate already? Oh, if he rotated, that's genius, but I definitely don't think that was planned. I think it just happened.
I mean, all they're getting is a scrap time, and I'm not sure if it's really worth it because they are going to definitely lose this next hill.
Shut up, making plays.
Making the smart choice, starting
Cooking.
going to get there first, and right now you can see that they're holding down the hill.
I'm curious if this is on the new balance patch. I'm assuming it's not, but it is interesting to see the equalizer start to come out. I know it got buffed, but
expect that, right? They met them halfway through, got into gunfights, got killed in those gunfights, and ended up spawning in advantage for P4. Talk about some blessings from the gods of RNG. Powerhouse now in front.
All right, now top 10 guns is ready.
Not lose a gunfight,
Publish.
so he can anchor down the spawns. The rest of the players inside of P4 running away with this matchup. Irfan J purifying the
Copy
souls
link.
of the players of Smart Omega as well.
Are we still sleeping? Yeah, pretty much.
FDX controlling container area.
Scotty did smoke them in Hardpoint. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
And now they might just be able to run away too far from Smart Omega.
This actually might be a really good matchup with that in mind.
But time runs out. P1 has to be contested strongly by Smart Omega.
Yep, it looks like it's going to go down to either P1 or P2 for this match to end. But right now,
yeah, that's definitely, now that you say that, not a good sign for Omega that they're, I mean, I would assume this is, honestly, Summit could be anyone's map pick. It's just shocking to me that Garena teams don't, like, specialize in anything else. Like, why not?
Their operator skills just as they are doing here, and so
maybe nobody will scrim them on anything with Summit. It's just so weird to me.
How much kills Powerhouse is getting? They
so
have
odd.
way more kills than Smart Omega.
Bring the baby, we can watch together. Yeah. Let me do that real quick.
Omega finding a break. 3 players on the objective. Incendio cannot control
I'll do a
Powerhouse spawning from the left
laptop watch party next to her play tent or whatever.
From the right as well gets slain, and all of a sudden Smart Omega waking up. All of the kills going their way, and they've got the advantage. Final 15 seconds. 3 operators on standby. Earlier, Powerhouse steamrolled them with the operators Now Smart Omega can do the exact same, but look at the conservation here. Not whipping it out just yet. The fourth operator
Wait, that's
on
not the link I meant to
activation,
click.
just on standby. Powerhouse,
This
they are
is-
going to get burnt down to the ground. P2 is going to be heavily contested by Smart Omega and their operators.
Comeback for Omega? Can they be the
Yup,
comeback
and right
kings?
Now we are going to see Powerhouse reaching that 227-point mark, but Smart Omega currently has the hill, and if they're able to maintain this, that's going to stop Powerhouse from ending the game. But so far, it's been quite a back and forth fight for that second hill here.
All
Trying
right.
to see who is going to be the one to get that. So far, Smart Omega has a good hold of the hill, and they're trying their very
There's only
best
2
to
matches that are going to be good anyway.
As soon as Powerhouse gets
Because the bottom 2
they
teams
are
in
going to definitely
in
end
Group
this game, and right
A
now,
were
that's exactly what's
I
happening.
feel
They're
fairly
trying to
confident they're
take
going to get
Smart
3-0'd.
Omega out of the equation, but unfortunately, Tin with the Purifier is going to be able to make a break into the
Big play for 10.
Finally, because that one took way too long.
Nice
Two
little
initial
jiggle.
operators wasted. 10 finally surviving long enough to make
Oh,
a bit of
little hop
difference in
down.
Purifier, but
Trades
even
there.
that is lost. Powerhouse finds the break. The game can end
Wait,
right
Omega
there. Right now, Smart Omega already
have-
for the early
No, you
rotation.
just gotta sit back and hope that your teammates get-
Powerhouse gonna reach
Oh,
a
never mind. They lose.
It's possible to lose
GG's.
this matchup. Smart Omega, what have you done? 209 to 249.
Wait, they're all in the hard point. They don't have spawns, but they got 3 players in the hard point. Holy. Wait, they can force out? Oh my god. There's no way. Whoopee! Oh my god, Whoopee. One more kill. They need one more. They have spawns anyway. They still have spawns? How do they still have spawns? They're squad spawning. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait. They gotta win the gunfights in the inside though. Oh my god, there's no way. Oh my god, there's no way. They're choking the Annie. Oh my god. What is happening? This should not be possible. What am I watching? Oh, they push in. KRM push. They get shut down. There's no freaking way. There's no freaking way. Oh my god, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Holy frick. What a god break from Whoopi. Whoopi single-handedly won that game. Whoopi single-handedly won it.
What a smash! Dropping the ball. Operators didn't work, but their lives.
Oh my god.
My goodness, stayed in.
Did he just say operators didn't work? Whoopi single-handedly won that with an annihilator.
And what
are we talking about?
Was done very well by Powerhouse. The usage.
I mean,
of the
operators didn't work.
Early overinvestment of those 4 proved to be the losing factor for.
Oh my
Powerhouse.
gosh.
If only that Purifier was available. If only.
Oh my
perhaps the
gosh,
Wall
that was
available.
unreal.
Breaking that P3 would have been
Lame win
more
from Omega?
easier.
No, that was a
P3 would have
god tier
been
comeback. The fact that Almighty had spawns with 1 point and don't win? That was it.
I mean, if that hard point match was close, how much more
Like,
was
no
it a
question.
match as well as a control?
Almighty
But
choked, but that was really impressive by Omega.
on top.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I mean, it was
As soon as they broke the
supposed to be
spawns.
the kind of match where Smart Omega
How do you
wins
let that
out.
happen?
And you see
It was
that
also
this is
a
exactly
blessing
what
from
I'm
the
saying.
gods that
When
they
you
kept
saw
spawning in the back, even with somebody
not
anchoring that back building.
100% effort from the side of Smart Omega. I'm not
Crazy.
saying those were cheese strats. I'm not saying they were hiding strats. They were just not giving it their all.
Woof.
But in that game, in this hard point matchup at Summit, you saw the very best out of Smart Omega. And
They got
Smart
outslayed
Omega
hard too.
sets their mind to winning out
Israel
their
went
gunfights. They most
minus
definitely
10. Let me get the screenshot. What was the deficit at 249?
What have you done? 209 to 249, 40 points. Smart Omega, what have you done? Each a point Omega already for the early rotation.
I can't believe they didn't lose it at 249. That's unreal.
Impossible to lose this matchup. Smart Omega, what have you done? 209.
Oh my gosh. That was, yeah, it was that last second contest too. If they don't get that contest, they lose on the ghost tick. That's crazy. That's crazy. I gotta tweet that. Sorry. Let me just get the screenshots in there, and that way we can catch up on the commentary.
Powerhouse to step into their home.
That's
14 seconds to go on the
crazy.
hill, and Smart Mega, what a comeback, what a smash, dropping the ball.
That's crazy.
Qualify for the knockout stages. Even they took away Hardpoint from Smarter Mega. Powerhouse surely were confident stepping on into this fight, but you cannot underestimate what Smarter Mega can bring to the table. Absolutely love that battle, but the series has not been lost just yet. Powerhouse.
That's a massive win, no question.
Awaiting them, but of course it gets
No, look at this. I'm gonna go coach shift on you for a second here.
Right now, Smarter Mega already for the early rotation.
So it's literally, it gets single-handedly saved by Kev's right here because he gets that, he hops on so they avoid the ghost tick. But then look, so they've got 3 people on the hard point, 2 people spawning way out. There's zero reason that Smart Omega should lose this, but Whoopi pops the operator right here. Pops his annihilator. You can see people trying to flood through green side for Almighty so that they keep spawns. Whoopi pops the operator. 1 guy dead right there. Looks across. Gets another dead right there. Pushes through. Takes down the war machine. There's still 1 person spawning in the back. But Whoopi's gonna stay pushed up, or no, Kev's is gonna get pushed up right here, and he's gonna block the spawn so that Omega spawns right there, and then they get squad spawns, and then they take out the last guy right here, and that's the game. Crazy. Crazy. As soon as that happened, the game was over. Like, it didn't matter how many points Almighty had. They got so hyper focused that was like one nice push for a flank right there, but you're not gonna wipe the entire team. Because also you had the complete whiff. How many shots did FDX miss on the front side right here? FDX 0 for 1, 0 for 2. And then he's 1 HP and has to push back. Gets Whoopi on one of them, but yeah, I think he got 1 kill. I think he got 1 kill off that Annie, which just can't happen.
Used for the first game earlier for Hardpoint
cannot happen. Yeah, I'm still curious on the equalizer. What's that replacing?
A matter of how
Like, what do we normally see? They don't use Sparrow, or do they have bans? They might still have operator bans now that I think about it. They probably banned out Sparrow. Why would they ban out? It should be both team getting a operator ban though, right?
Only showing signs of weakness against one.
How you doing? I'm doing good. They banned Gravity Vortex? Ain't no way.
The team, they showed up strong. Of course, EZR Bookie did manage to push Smarter Mega into overtime, but that was still a phenomenal matchup.
Why would they? Gravity Vortex is such a mediocre operator. That's so odd.
Powerhouse, of course, have not lost
2 days we get China Masters watch party? Yes, sir.
But I'm not going to bring up the whole Group A, Group B.
That's such an odd operator to ban.
It is going to be a tough fight.
Maybe they just banned it because they didn't want to use it? I don't know.
Shut Up is going to be a key player in this matchup for sure.
Yeah, Friday through Sunday will be dual watch party for Garena Masters and China Masters.
Down Whoopi, and then they will have a better opportunity of winning the round. Now,
rank control is so not fun.
They will have a easier time.
I mean, obviously it's going to take a long time for players to figure out how to use it, so it's not like Frontline where you can just throw it in and people know how to play. It'll take time. Thanks for 5 months though.
Especially as we enter into firing range.
Shut Up is going to be key for him to perhaps... Oh, actually, no. It's going to be Incendio and FDX sniping this time around. Shut Up picking up the Fennec. Scared will be the guy who uses
big first blood.
The fights for Powerhouse.
Very nice, very nice. Tips for playing control. Go watch some teams play stage 4 control. Do what they do. Although I would imagine they probably have a crazy amount of maps available, so that might not necessarily be a 1-for-1.
But only Kevs has been taken down so far.
Teams nowadays run Equalizer because it can last the whole hill. Gotcha.
Shut Up is going to take down Candy, and we are going to be
Cisco, so they ban Grab Vortex and Sparrow, is that right?
Making that just one
Are you supporting?
in a solo
I'm not really supporting anybody. I think Low Kings are gonna win the whole thing.
all alone he is inside of corner
Think
house. Close to it.
Anybody who's watched Garena in the past 3 months would probably think that though.
The attack means it needs the bomb to play the objective. Alternatively, he can flank around.
Yeah, Powerhouse is almighty.
Has got the gun
It's
to
their new
control.
org.
Lots of bullets.
It's just that if I put Powerhouse in the title, nobody knows what I'm talking about.
EBR4 finds the strike.
Equalizer has really bad damage outside of 6 meters. Yeah, I would imagine they'd probably just stick it at the front of the hard point and use it as the cutoff.
Considering that there were a lot of players surrounding him, but that's
Low King's been scrimming Chinese iPad teams. Good lord. I think LG will win everything. I mean, maybe if they'll have a chance at winning everything if they get Tech back in the roster, but that was their stage 4 win was very unconvincing.
Finding the snipe as well, FDX.
They lose one round in one of those controls,
Trickling out from the
and that's a mayhem win because
putting Scared down on the ground.
Luminosity won one search and destroy on the entire weekend. Goodness, whoopee. They won one search and destroy on the entire weekend, and it was against Devious. They couldn't even beat Tribe in search. And Tribe's not a good search team.
It's a 1v1 situation. Whoopi here with the sniper. Oh, and just the
Wait,
right
that was what they lost to, or wait, no, not Tribe, to Mayhem.
and that is going to be the
No, it was they went to overtime against Devious. They didn't play Tribe.
A triple for Whoopi.
But yeah, they didn't win. The only S&D win that they had was an OT
To be sorted out. If
S&D win over Devious.
Running these matches. Good flash. Whoopi missing out the opportunity for 2 of those strikes. Timing. just
Bobby
won't
hates
be on his
Mayhem.
side, but he knows exactly where to expect a couple of players from the side of Powerhouse. Kendi circles around, stunned halfway through.
Are you trolling?
Take
Think you're trolling.
I'm
I'm literally a co-owner of Mayhem. What?
3v2 now. Powerhouse with the advantage on defense.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead.
the bomb sites, but as well
Bro said I hate Mayhem. What?
just watch it.
I'm so confused.
Play risky. Right now we can see Whoopi trying to
I'm
get
so
the shot.
confused.
Unfortunately, the shots don't line up just yet, and we are
What the heck?
still at a
What's going on?
3-1. Whoopi all alone only has a sniper at hand and has to
Yeah,
find
give
a
Whoopi
way
some
to
help. My
win
gosh,
these
where is everybody?
engagements, because knowing that he has a sniper, he's not going to be at a huge advantage going close range, but he's going to be able to get
Bobby
one
is
on
biased to
Incendio,
Mayhem,
and let's
but
see
can't
if
complain. I'm allowed to be biased. I'm not a caster anymore.
Defenders don't need to move actually.
It's like complaining that Ferg's biased toward Tribe.
Timing on the side of Scared. Powerhouse gets the round away.
The heck?
Whoopi was going for yet another 1v3. Didn't check out, but at least he shut down Incendio.
What the heck?
A lot of her confidence
Kids in the YouTube chat are wilding out today.
now already. Whoopi
I get Trovo chat open so I don't have to read this as much.
Yep, right now you can see, I mean, Whoopi, we already talked about this earlier. He is such a good player with that sniper, especially right now. He's definitely back on his prime, and he's definitely showing that right now.
Yeah,
As he
Whoopi
gets
has been
back
in,
already, but back to the game, we are going to
He's
have
been
a
in
2-1
dominant form recently, no
situation.
question.
Kev's putting down the bomb at that A site. Now it's going to be up to Incendio as well as Incendio to actually win this round, because it's down to a 4v1.
1v4 for the captain. Not a advantageous position. At
Not casting at all, as far as I'm aware.
Incendio hits the collateral out of nowhere. But Whoopi,
Whoopi,
sorts
my
it out.
gosh.
As long as the best sniper in the Philippines is still alive, NRX Whoopi, it's gonna be tough, man. Powerhouse needs to sort him out. Incendio needs to change. his
What was
objective
that?
a tad
What's
bit and try
that?
to
Yeah.
force Whoopi out of these situations.
I
But
broke the
problem
baby
here
monitor
is
earlier
Smart
too.
Omega,
I'm gonna be in
they
trouble.
as the attacking team. Perhaps Powerhouse will stand a better chance.
I'm gonna
later
be
on
in
when they take the
trouble.
ball away, but for now, they just need to stick to their
Stage 5 casting.
not overextend Wasabi.
Definitely.
I've not been offered a chance to cast stage 5.
So they have to learn
Wow,
to
what a
use
spot.
the
That's
ball.
crazy.
Whoopi, I mean, through the grass, he's able to get a kill there.
That's
Catching
crazy.
Incendio off guard, and now you can see Powerhouse just holding the power positions that they did in the first round. as
Heaven
well.
retired to get replaced by
Trying to get
Whoopi?
those kills.
Heaven hadn't really been
One
sniping
round
toward the
over
end of his
Incendio,
career with Almighty anyway, had he?
a little bit over. But the rest of them, they are definitely holding those spots that you'd expect their opponents to come out of. And right now we can see the push coming through as the players of Smart Omega go towards A side.
Yeah, I forgot to send notice.
Earlier, Irfan J sorted out. Bomb getting planted by Kev. Scared all alone in a 1v4.
Bobby Buckets, Dino Nuggets.
And
Yeah,
what can I say about
BBDN on top, you know?
Is on point. His scopes are absolutely deadly, leading the whole lobby with the most number of frags thus far. 8 kills, and we are only into round number.
Mustachio and Bobby don't link up in stage 5.
I mean,
Based on what I've seen, I wouldn't bank too heavily on any
up with Whoopi Snipes. He just captured
outside of Beef Mommy, any COD Mobile native casters
a couple kills to his name as well with 5 on the scoreboard.
casting the majors that are upcoming.
Matching up to Whoopi because Whoopi not only is he able to align his shots, but he's also able to take down those key players on the opponent's side, which makes it so much easier for the rest of his team to go in for the push towards A side or B side, depending on where.
Yeah, Whoopi, I would say
We're gonna see
outside of 2021, for the most part, Whoopi still had a better sniper career than Heaven.
pushes towards A.
Obviously, overall team results have skewed toward Heaven, but
Place on the Fennec this time round. Grenade. Irfan J is gonna
ooh,
do
nice little
some
bank.
damage.
I was about to say, surely.
Finds no tag whatsoever.
Is there a trophy?
Get the clip, but Whoopi does manage
Good
to
kill.
engage with that Fennec. An advantage to his side. Pulls out the
Oh,
knife.
what? Skirt wins? How?
Double stack.
Oh my god, that's insane.
In a 1v3 with the bomb in hand.
Yep, and right now we are going to be down.
Bobby too expensive? Yeah, that's not it.
We'll be able to get one. Unfortunately,
Ooh,
Skirt
big 1v1 for Skurd.
takes him out. I mean, he was very low in health, so definitely a very good try for the side of Cavs. but
Change Mayhem's name to Bobby Buckets Dino Nuggets. Yeah, I'll hit up the team, see how they feel about it.
As we enter the 7th round of the match.
I'll hit them up real quick.
And it's still neck and neck between the two teams. A 5-man stack on the attack. 2 players to defend this. One goes down.
You think Low Kings have a good chance in stage 5? Oh, for sure.
The lifeline for the players of Powerhouse.
They look like at least a top 5 team right now.
In a lot of trouble, but Kendi finds the trade. FDX in front, Jay steps it up.
God dang.
Puts that final bullet into Idra.
Okay.
Sorted out.
That was a dominant round, especially for defense.
Pick up the bomb.
Now we are going to be entering.
Do you get paid as a caster? Yes, I don't work for free.
Powerhouse and Smart Omega, and you know
That's not. No caster works for free.
Hardpoint game was, and Search and Destroy is for
Got
sure
bills to pay, my 80.
well, and he's definitely owning up to that right now. But now we can see
Good night,
a very quick
Whoopi.
push from both of
He's
these
in the
teams,
flow
and
state,
what
my
they
guy.
do as Powerhouse is now the attackers. They're going to play it very aggressively, going towards that A side. And
He's on 11.
Great tactical play by
Somebody
Irfan
help
J
him.
squad. All of those concussed were point on Irfan J overextending, finding 2 lives.
I saw somebody wallbang underneath the wood bomb the other day. Oh, never mind. All right, well, that's the round.
He's not gonna get much of that. Holger and Skirt in the CBR4 gets round number 5 for the team.
Kings after hearing Mayhem's new name.
now you can see that Powerhouse finally has 2 points over Smart.
Please
Omega.
tell cartels
You
to
know,
riz
that's
up,
not
I
the
beg.
best yet. They
What does
have
that
to
mean?
close up this game as they are now the attacking side, and you know, so
What does
far, I
that
think
mean?
They are enjoying this side a little bit more. I think it matches their playstyle a little bit more than the
yeah.
spending side, but we can see if they're going to be able to close this up in this game. Right now, they're going to a B push.
Whoopi's
where
OBJ,
they're
Heaven's a Slayer.
waiting for them.
Is
So
Whoopi
it's going to
OBJ?
hopefully be an
How risky was their
easy
OBJ?
for them as they push towards B side.
Smart strategy pushed by Powerhouse.
I could be wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't watched much Garena stuff outside of CDSI.
Well, but not overextending, checking their corners. Not pushing into the bomb side. Incendio finding the first frag onto Kendi, opening up A. So this is going to force Smart Omega to play a little bit of rotation towards
Okay.
the mid side of the map as well. And they still try to stick onto their positions. Bomb already on full.
No
rotation
info
towards
check.
A. Finally, Whoopi doubles back into the command center in prime position to take that locus and put the bullet straight through the bomb carrier's head.
Whoopi's been playing more OBJ? Okay.
With this access.
If you say so.
I mean, you definitely have to be very, very careful with the amount of snipers at play here. I mean, 2 on the side of Powerhouse. And
What does it
1
mean
on
when
the
they
side
say a
of
player is
Smart
good at
Omega. Right now,
respawn kills?
aggressive plays going
Well, I don't think
through.
that's really
Powerhouse
something
going
that
to
people
be
say,
able to
but
2 players get that
respawns
frag
is hard
as
point and control.
Omega down to their last player, Risky, has to find a way to clutch this up, but unfortunately gets spotted by Irfan J, who just
Have you ever
closes
casted
the
for
shot.
free?
Now,
Oh yeah,
Irfan
absolutely.
is
It's
at
for like
-2.
majors
He
and
has
stuff
the
like that. I
opportunity
don't.
to end this game right now, and
I've
let's
never
see
gotten
if
paid to
we can
cast
do that
Mobile
because
Mayhem.
Smart Omega
I've always
is
done that for
struggling
free.
on that defending side.
That's the kind of patience, strategy, and execution.
I was talking about
you
like
wanna aim
stage 4,
for.
stage 5
We're
type
gonna see
stuff.
that Stage 5 later on, and Powerhouse proving that they can out
Controls only ranked for 28 days. Hopefully it gets put back in quickly after that, because people also need time to like learn how to play it, you know? I haven't to Zigzag. Powerhouse is Zigzag. Same team. They just got picked up by a different org.
Ooh.
Why isn't Domination a competitive game mode? Because Control's just a more competitive mode, more strategic.
We are going to be down to a 1v2 situation.
There's also Domination. There's just so many times that the game is already over with like 3 minutes left.
Going to take the search and destroy game.
Beautiful Powerhouse.
All right.
As well as earlier on, they were pushed on the back foot. Not
That was Powerhouse's best.
The biggest problem
They didn't lose a control and they didn't lose a search in groups. So top 5 teams as of right now.
Absolutely outclassing them, but only for 3 out of 6 rounds.
I would go
Did Whoopi manage to really
Low
perform?
Kings,
In fact, all of the rounds where Smart
Wolves,
did manage to take the win, it was Whoopi
Luminosity.
putting the fear of God into the hearts of Powerhouse. But apart from that, you really didn't see much of Smart Omega in that S&D matchup.
Might be a hot take, but I'm gonna say Inko.
Really had a good run, and Incendio not just catching up, but outdoing.
And
I mean, Incendio, after we said that Incendio, there was a time that Whoopi only had 8 kills, Incendio only had 5, and we were saying how Whoopi was carrying the side of Smart Omega, and when he heard that, I think he just stepped up.
Probably
and
Teely.
said, nope, we are going to win this, and I'm going to be the MVP, and that's exactly what he did. He got those last couple of kills, and even made the game really, really quick. I mean, I thought this would be a closer match.
I mean, I'm just.
Teely is 6th. Oh, that was 5th. Oh, you were saying Teely is inconsistent? I don't know. The thing is, we haven't seen TLE versus the new Mayhem, you know? Godlike? Godlike are probably top 8. After that would probably be...
That could have been a 2-0 now if it wasn't for one lucky second of a hole for the side of Smart Omega. Of course, it was a fantastic.
If we're saying TLE 5th, then I would say Mayhem 6th, King 7th,
careful with how they take control moving forward, because once again, this is
and then maybe Godlike 8th. Really depends on who comes out of Garena.
They were known as the kings of control for
Yep, and so this is definitely going to be another challenge as
Loops.
to overcome. But, you know, they did overcome that hardpoint match, so I wouldn't put it past them to overcome this control match as well. And you're right.
Another Garena team for 6-8. I'm not going to say another team.
On Powerhouse, good
Like, I'll probably change those rankings once
they did lose that game.
Tribe
They
8th.
still have to keep fighting a little bit longer.
It depends on if we see the tribe from stage 4 or the tribe from groups. Like
in that hard point, hopefully we can see more out of
the tribe we saw in playoffs definitely did not look better than Godlike, if I'm being totally honest.
and FPX from the Annihilator, that is the operators on the side of Powerhouse.
I'm trying to think who else I'm missing.
Going to have pretty similar operator skills once again here, and it's
Because I don't think
down to how well
I don't think second place China is going to be super competitive.
to their advantage.
Probably on similar level to Godlike.
Earlier, control is way more balanced
Mayhem?
now, but
Volt? Actually, Volt are probably better than Godlike.
End up going to, and so
That's
in
true.
this one,
Okay, maybe Godlike 10th. I don't know.
map we're going
It's tough to say.
It's going to really. It's going.
I want to
be
believe that an
possible.
Indian team
It's
can make
going to be a
playoffs.
map where you really have to know how to position yourself when you decide.
Yeah, I would
to
probably
use
put
your
Volt
skills. You can't just use it anywhere.
7th or
whenever you
8th.
want to. You have to be able to time it with
Yeah.
the
Somebody
rest
said
of what your team
LG, Low Kings, Inko, Mayhem, TLE, Wolves, Powerhouse. You put Mayhem ahead of Wolves?
From the side of Irfan J, when we play crossroads strike,
The big
we
claim.
need to have a good balance of those long range attackers as well as those who can.
Do you think loops are better than Inko? No.
The map offers.
Definitely not after they picked up Leo Zera, Leozin, whatever his name is.
The moment you get shut down on A, perhaps you want to be switching the attack over to B and keep it alive and fresh, or maybe even go for that split on the initial phase, right? Let's see what's smarter.
Maybe AMT.
They are starting
AMT might make it, but I don't think they're.
main focus with two
Ah,
players holding
tough to
down
say.
the mid angle of the map.
That's crazy that you can wallbang that well with a CBR.
aware of the number of lives they have because it's numbered and smart.
You know Palatau's coaching EZR?
Really quickly right now.
I think I heard that, but I did not remember it.
None of the segments captured by Smart Omega.
TLE and Wolves would be a close matchup. True. I mean, that would be too.
On their side.
As
Right now, they are going to push towards that.
TLE's twisted and respawns, and Wolves are twisted and search.
There are going to be players on the side of Powerhouse watching out for that.
Oh, very patient plays coming through from Powerhouse here, but they are getting outslain by Smart Omega, who are stepping up.
Low Kings has the best chance to win if Tech ain't playing for LG. Honestly, I don't disagree with that. As far as consistency goes, especially.
13 lives left on the side of Smart Omega, and Powerhouse is not making it.
Wow, what a shot from Whoopi.
Still sticking to his sniper, getting a couple shots here and there, but I'm not really sure.
Is Garena playing on the new update? I doubt it. Should be the esports version.
Number of kills he gets than the deaths that he takes. But right now we are going to see Powerhouse.
Fennec and CBR still dominating? Yeah, it shouldn't be on the updated balance changes.
They have not captured any of the segments or any of the points just yet, but it doesn't seem like they need to because Smart Omega is going
Loops won't make it far. I mean, I think Loops have a chance of making playoffs, but I wouldn't put a ton. I think they still have a lot more to prove. Obviously, they did finish second, but I think that was with Inko playing way below what they're capable of, and that was also without the roster change that they have. No, we do not still think that TLE hacks.
Smart Omega is gonna have an easier time being the defending team, or will it be the same old story where Powerhouse is?
Don't think they're on the esports account with those profile pics. Pretty sure you can still change your profile pic on the esports account.
Incendio overextending already, and he's got this pushed up all the way towards the back of observation room, setting up this B control point for the rest of his team members, overextending as well to see if he can shut down the
That's interesting push from FDX right there.
Incendio for backup. He takes his eyes off, and the defender arrives just in time. Incendio drops the ball for a couple of seconds, and the first segment clearance for Smart Omega at B will not be done.
What are we doing here? What is this?
No, he does not.
This is not pretty control. I cannot lie. This is not pretty.
Well, it is definitely a very close match right now, but we are going to see.
I don't know why teams been standoff, because it's defensive sided. They don't want to risk getting weak side. But now that it'll change. It'll change in stage 5. Because now that round 5 is decided by tick captures, I think teams will play it a lot more.
They lose a lot of their gunfights to Powerhouse, and even if Powerhouse is
Mayhem versus LG control matches were unmatched for real though. What are we doing? There are so many plays FDX is making that I'm like, what on earth are you doing? I don't know how he's got 12 kills right now.
You see one objective player and the other 4 players just handling the perimeter, making sure nobody finds the slay onto that one objective.
Yeah, this is just messy.
Coming out through Powerhouse, who usually is aggressive, overly aggressive in these control matches.
Risky's dead.
3 now. The lives dwindling down for the side of Smart Omega, and the equalizer whipped out and dropped out as quickly as it got pulled. 4 operators on standby. 1 more life left.
What phone are they on? I'm assuming just whatever they want.
Definitely, I mean,
that looked like I don't know what that looked like. Maybe a
I'm sure they have a couple
ROG? I couldn't tell.
as well. And as soon as as they pull that off in the last couple of seconds.
Some of exclusive had their names as profile pics in stage 4. Yeah.
Side of Smart Omega, though, they only have 2 operator skills and 2 score streaks built up, so that is going to be a little
Most iconic rivalry in COD M?
here.
I mean, it's probably Almighty versus
To stay alive because the players of Powerhouse
did that
is going
the Spectator client just flick back the L car like it was like a J358? Did I see that right?
possible with the operator skills and score streaks.
And shut up showing exactly how you use the equalizer, equalizing 4 lives from the side of
4 with the equalizer. Okay.
of the operator, but Smart Omega has managed to maintain the
It's their main account. I'm friends with Skurd. He's playing right now
but it has not been a
in a room.
just yet. One more player can
Really?
go on fourth. It is gonna be Edra. On the defense, you've got Irfan J and the C.
Imagine I can spectate Garena. That would be hilarious. Imagine Sisco starts playing and I just hop in and spectate.
Smart Omega going to be able to close things up because they do have the numbers lead right
That
now.
would be
They
too
need to
funny.
capture one segment on the side of A, and they just have to continue their momentum if they want to have a chance.
Ooh, the Growl coming out, huh?
Control game. On the other hand, Powerhouse, now is the time that
Ooh,
they can be
boy got
pulling out those
cooked.
operator skills and
You look
skills
tired?
that they
Well,
still have.
wasn't planning on waking up early.
Game as soon as possible.
Where are the
They also
comms,
are
Candy?
going to try to fight with their guns first, but before investing into those operator skills and score streaks.
2 life deficit here for Powerhouse. They need to play this.
I'm not gonna lie. Either of these teams go up against the NA team in control, they're gonna get rolled. Oh my gosh, this is rough.
Find the perfect angle just yet. A is gonna get capped. B all open for business now, and the first segment gets capped instantly by playing.
Shows their rank on the scoreboard after each match. Oh. Why don't they play on the esports version?
Finds the protection. Lives all equal. Smart Omega needs to play a concise attack now.
I guess yeah, now that I think about it, I guess stage 3 is not played on the esports version. This is effectively stage 3, so.
Their last 3 lives is just a matter of who is going to be able to get those shots first. Smart Omega, on the other hand, they still have 6 on their side, which means
Yeah, Smart Omega should be able to keep it going.
they just have to take
Oh,
the
what
last
the
player
frick?
down, and they do exactly
Whoopee,
that now.
what are we looking at?
Omega gets to live another day, and they get to fight another fight in this control match. The question is, are they going to do better?
Bingo is a super 6-man, but AR is important in stage 5. I haven't even been paying attention to who they don't really have. I'm assuming they run like 1 AR, 1 sniper, 2 SMGs.
Earlier from Smart Omega, but this time round things are going to be a tad bit different.
Do they even have
Powerhouse, the number of lives might not be that equal, but as I say that, the claw
yeah, they've got no, they've got 2 snipers. They don't even run an AR. Oh my gosh.
On his side, 23 to 24. First segment on B, almost secured. As I say,
all right, Whoopi.
Whoopi and Idra going a tad bit crazy as well,
Ooh,
but Powerhouse
good spot for shut up.
Definitely, I mean, they've
Smart Omega or Godlike?
1.5 segments already, so they just have to continue
Smart Omega have
playing
looked pretty rough recently.
times extension, but from
I
the
would probably
get-go,
go Godlike,
they
to be
have a
honest.
bigger problem at hand right now. They're losing a lot of
I don't think
lives.
Godlike beat Low Kings, but
And Smart Omega playing very aggressively, watching their spawn points, trying to take down a player as soon as they get
holy
past the
spawn
point.
trap.
Right now,
Powerhouse, what happened here?
the crossing enemy borderlines gets taken down by Irfan J. But they still have a huge numbers advantage here as Powerhouse is down to their last 4 lives.
Ooh, Incendio.
Showed with the equalizer earlier on. The guy over.
There's actually 0 ARs on this map. Oh wait, no, there's no. What am I saying? Incendio switched to the Holger. What I got confused for a second.
Giving us a round 5 in control in itself. 2 more lives now for Powerhouse. 13 on the side of Smart Omega, and this looks like a 2-all
Reverse sweep.
on the final round of control.
Saying like the control reverse sweep? It's possible.
Now we are at tied for both of these teams, 2 points for each of them, and it's all going to go down to this
That's
final
possible.
round between the 2 teams. Now, both of the teams have a couple.
Someone said Bingo needs to replace Incendio.
And it looks
Oh,
like Skurd
okay.
is gonna pull one out early, trying to get an early numbers advantage.
How did Skurd not see him right there?
Able to fully take advantage of this claw because the players of Smart Omega, they're playing it more passively. They're hiding in their base, not going in for aggressive pushes. Because
Yeah,
they
this
know
is
they're going to get a beating if they do.
Very aggressive side.
The fact that neither of these teams know how to escape a spawn trap on this map is concerning.
Out of
Or rather, how to not get spawn trapped in the first place.
A point or B. They circle around towards A with just 3 players. They find the equalizer, the annihilation through Whoopi as well, but the players just not stacking the objective just yet. Whoopi arrives at this A control point, but sorted out by Incendio. The defense is a super aggressive one, isn't it?
Definitely a very, very aggressive game from the side of
The
Powerhouse.
operators come out. Yeah, this is over.
To end this game right now, and they knew that the aggression would catch
This is over.
Mega off guard, and it definitely did. Right now, Smart Omega down to the last 5 lives that they have, and Powerhouse not even looking for a time extend.
This is definitely one of the controls of all time.
Trying to get the players of Smart Omega out of the equation as soon as possible. Down to the last 2 lives on their side.
Obviously, these are good teams, but watching this after watching NA Stage 4 is just like...
5 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go.
Oh, they wanted the execution.
Powerhouse looking for an execution.
Main sniper for Powerhouse is shut up or FDX.
He doesn't get that chopped.
Most teams run 2 snipers, so...
Up now in the series.
I mean, we can see already from the cameras alone, Irfan J very, very happy to get those last couple of kills.
I mean, it was a fantastic.
Try this build in the FFAR. Chat, I'm not going to be hopping on COD Mobile for... I'll hop on COD Mobile tonight for the update, and then probably not until like Monday or Tuesday. Probably not till Tuesday. I probably won't even stream Monday. Keep telling Molly that I'm not going to be streaming on days, and then I find out things are happening. Like, as said, I wasn't going to stream yesterday, then the update was out, and I'm not supposed to be streaming today, but Garena Master Playoffs started.
Yep,
What teams do you think Godlike will beat this year? I mean, it really depends who's in their groups.
Powerhouse with 2 map wins and Omega with 1.
Teams I think they would beat.
Chance for Powerhouse to end the game if they're able
Vitality,
to win
obviously.
the next hardpoint match. But before
Exclusive.
we go into that, we are gonna take a quick look at the statistics of that control match. Now,
They'd probably beat
MJ really stepped
whoever
up
the bottom
this
2
game
for China are.
and these are 2 players that you definitely have to watch out because they are just so consistent and definitely.
Maybe not Q9. I don't know.
I mean,
I think it'll depend on. I think there will be roster changes for China.
5 players on the side of Powerhouse are most definitely feared out there on the battlefield.
Yeah, this is definitely their actual accounts. You guys are right.
Those SNDs, he pulls out the poison. You cannot take those fights against him. Scared. Usually the heavy slayer on these non-respawn matches as well. But when
Is Neil in chat?
get into the groove, especially with shutups.
I mean, I know Exclusive been putting the work in.
The equalizer show first before Idra even stepped it up.
I think they got more to. They got a lot to prove, you know.
I'm surprised that this did not end as a 3-0 because Powerhouse was very dominant on those first 2 rounds.
Definitely.
Godlike
they
definitely
could
not being
have
Q9.
won the 3-0, but they
I don't think you
didn't.
guys realize Q9 has not looked good.
Being a 3-2 standing, and
Like, they've looked
almost lost
better
to Omega, but
than most of the other teams, but
they
Wolves have been
didn't
the only
have
team that
to
has
lose
looked
that
good.
game. So that is good.
Exclusive is on the same level as Kings.
Like that hard point match earlier.
This is an interesting series
Okay.
for sure. The question is gonna be, will Powerhouse finish the series with a 3-1 scoreline?
We must have watched a different stage 4.
To take away hard
Didn't Wolves lose to KZ? Yeah, they lost 1 match. Everybody loses a match.
Gonna go to, could it have ended on a 3-0? The answer is definitely yes. But of course, if Smart Omega pulls his back,
I mean, this should have been a 3-0.
then we can say it was a fair fight.
If Powerhouse don't,
Smart Omega needs to
if
win.
Powerhouse don't win the series, they'll
SND expected them
gonna be a
to
painful
control,
look
looks
back
like
at
a close match on paper through the numbers 3-2. But
that
I
hardpoint
think it
map.
was pretty one-sided. Powerhouse just didn't see.
Didn't Q9 win the last Chinese major?
Especially in the 2 rounds where
Yeah,
Smart Omega really
well, they didn't win the major.
operators were making a big
It was like
difference.
they have like different stages of the major. So they have stage 1, stage 2, and then they have playoffs. So playoffs is what's coming up. That was the stage 2 tournament or whatever. There's no prize money on the line.
Maybe Powerhouse is just downplaying their power to give
Maybe.
Smart Omega.
Do you
some
remember
edge here, but
S8R
we'll
that you did a
really
reaction to
see
him?
what
Yes.
happens as we head into the next game of Hardpoint.
Scotty have a chance?
That is the
Yeah,
chance
Scotty
for
looked
Powerhouse to
good.
close it up, and I know they're not going to risk pushing it to a game 5. Smart
Yeah.
Omega, on the other hand, they are definitely.
Do you think there will be roster mania in stage 5 for NA?
They have to
Not
find
really.
stay alive, or else it's
Like
gonna be a
the
lower bracket run.
it
But
happened
it's
for
not a
happened for
position where
EU
Smart Mega
because
has not found themselves
2 of the
in
top
fight.
3 teams
They
didn't
would
make
have
it
won the
to
2
stage
times
5.
the Master Champs thus far if they were
But
not
for NA, it was all the top 3 teams.
when it comes to the
So
big
obviously,
when it comes to
people are going to have all their recency bias and say Forsaken needs to get dropped, Rapala needs to get dropped, blah, blah, blah. Realistically, Tribe shouldn't change their roster at all. Like, Tribe are capable of being top 2, if not top 1 in NA. They just weren't practicing. S-Thug for Tribe? No. S-Thug's a great player, but Tribe shouldn't pick him up. What's your hold in Mayhem? What does that mean? Do you think current Powerhouse is better than previous Almighty?
The Annihilator just couldn't get the maximum of the damage done.
I haven't watched them enough, to be honest. Should Size get a chance to replace Pepe? No.
Towards the end of that match, but that's the version we
I mean, the 6-man on that roster is not going to play regardless.
which unfortunately
Like, they pick up Size, he's not going to play.
You're
Who's he gonna
absolutely
replace?
right there, AJ. I mean, Smart Omega, they play the later half. They wait for things to get on the edge before they step up.
Not replacing
They
Cartels.
should be already at they should be already playing at their best from the start.
Who else?
If
Definitely
they
not
want
replacing
to
Jesus.
win, and you know, we've not only seen that in the hard.
Who's the other
game,
SMG?
but also the
Oh,
same
am I
thing
blanking?
happened here in this control match. Powerhouse was already at 2 points. They were match point. They were about to end the game.
Yes, I'm
Smart
co-owner
Omega
of Mayhem.
stepped up. They played
I'm
their
co-owner
game
of Mobile
well,
Mayhem, and
they were
Team
able to
Mayhem
point
is the
away
COD Mobile
from here,
team of Mobile
like,
Mayhem.
take the game mode, but they did
Raph?
start
No.
stepping up their place at the later half when they were pushed to the edge.
Raph had his ups and downs, but I don't think you replace him.
As Powerhouse took the L to Wolves 2-4. It has not been a fantastic run for them thus far. Fourth also on Garena Masters Season 4, where they
Blur greater than Saken? I mean, you gotta keep in mind, there's other stuff that goes into that, and those roster changes as well. It's not just, like, KD, and also,
but we don't see that version
like,
of Smart Omega this time around.
rookie jitters Forsaken. I'm not gonna make excuses for him or anything, but that was not the same player that we saw in the group stages.
We've got Express later on for SND. Smart Omega.
The owner directly said no. I don't make those decisions. I don't make those decisions, so maybe it could happen, but I don't see it happening.
Guys, waiting any longer, we're gonna go into the next match. Hard point this time. We are going to take off, and the players are off to get those power positions because
I think those roster changes tend to hurt more than they help. Obviously, that wasn't the case necessarily for Mayhem. Picking up Blur was the right move 100%, but
and that is exactly what the players of Powerhouse is doing right now.
Well, great control of the hill by Smart Omega here.
you've got a solid SMG on the bench and a solid starting SMG with a high ceiling, so
Position slays and Smart Omega, their initial setup has been outdone by Powerhouse, but the bleeding paused here by player number 4. Risky managed to buy enough.
Low Kings or Mayhem? I mean, I think Low Kings have potential to be like top 3 in the world right now, so I would probably take Low Kings, but if Mayhem keep improving the way that they have, they could definitely be on that level too, you know? What are the responsibilities of a co-owner in a gaming org? Wouldn't really call Mayhem an org.
Yeah, right now actually the logos between the
I don't-
switch, so
Most of my responsibilities
on the right side and
go back to
Smart
Mobile
Omega
Mayhem
do not
itself
confuse, but either way, both of the
and
teams
helping
are
promote the
advancing now
league,
as they try to contest into the second hill.
casting, giving it visibility.
Right now, Powerhouse is going to be the ones trying to get the hold. They have a couple players there, but Smart Omega isn't giving up. They're continuously going in for the push.
Thanks for the 1,000 NGN though.
Contest, trying to take it back from Powerhouse.
I don't have, like, we have, I'm not gonna say that. Like, I'm in the messages, I see what's happening, but I'm not actively making the decisions on, like, who's getting added and dropped and whatever. Surprised nobody's using the Switchblade instead of CBR yet? Well, they're not on the updated balance changes, that's the reason.
I mean, they're definitely struggling to get close to this one, but with 3 seconds left, they're gonna head to the third hill right now and try to get that early setup and get the hold of the hill. But you know, takeoff is not.
Why are
Really
Omega's names blue when their score's yellow? Their score isn't yellow. What? I'm confused. What are you? Huh?
How well you're able to position yourself, and it looks like smart.
You can make roster changes during the championship. You can make roster changes immediately following. Oh, that's terrible timing. Run out of ammo. Immediately following stage 4, you can make roster changes, but then after that, roster's locked.
Earlier on, it was Powerhouse with the early rotation, but that got quickly undone by.
If they're on their main account, shouldn't it be the latest patch notes? Wait, yeah, you're right. Oh. It should be the latest patch notes. Okay, well, that's weird. Huh. Interesting. Obviously, that would be a very last-second change as well. Typically, it takes a little bit for pros to start making that adjustment just because they become so comfortable with those weapons. And CBR is still a top 5 gun, so not super surprising. And if you have the Mythic Fennec, then it's still up there. Inko top 3. I think with their new roster changes, they can be.
But on the other hand, Smart Omega, they have the opportunity to go and
push by 10.
And so far, they haven't done that. But just as I say that, they start going in for a right now. You can see that they make a break.
They were told not to update it. Oh. Really? Well, that would be interesting. Do you think any team can beat LG? Yeah. I mean, LG. It's a question. It's a question of whether or not they have Tectonic for me. Like even with Tectonic, I don't think they're unbeatable. But without Tectonic, I think there's a lot of teams that are capable of beating them. Not saying they necessarily would consistently beat them, but Tech needs to be in that lineup, no question. Like, you take Tech out, and they just do not look like the same S&D team. You just can't. You just can't throw away your search and destroy, you know? Who you subbing Tech for?
To stop the players of Smart Mega from even coming close to the hill, they know that they have the opportunity to.
It's a tough question. That's a tough question. Marshy or Washi? It's a tough question. Marshy or Washi? Probably Marshy, just because that main 5 is so used to playing together. They played together for so long. FDX is frying.
Big plays from Skurd right here, able to go in for a solo push for the scrap time on the first hill. But the question is, how are they going to make up for losing the second hill, right?
How long do you think it'll take for Lucasen to be at Tech's level? Lucasen's the best player in the world right now. He doesn't have to catch up to anybody. Everybody else is trying to catch up to him. That's the other way around. Tech's the GOAT still, but Lucasen's the best player in the world.
But right now, Smart Omega, they are going to be holding down the hill, and Incendio here with a war.
They're still spawning there? That's crazy. What the heck?
They're going to be able to take the hill right now.
The heck?
Fantastic break coming on through, but the players from the side of Powerhouse don't take full advantage.
Vague and Marshy are the sword and shield for LG. You can't really say that about Vague though, because he hasn't been in the starting lineup. I'm not saying he's not good enough to be in the starting lineup. It's more just about the chemistry of the players they've already got in there, you know.
Hold on to the right hand stairs with the CBR4, forcing Smart Omega to go in for the early setup of the Money Hill instead. P3 is going to be a huge one. Powerhouse finds the generator in terms of spawn, and then the rotation. Smart Omega will be in
Powerhouse looking pretty good.
Both the hard point as well as the favorable spawns.
Whoopie, I think we got to put the Grau away, my guy. I wanted to believe in the Grau too, but I just don't think. I don't think it's the wave. Get this dude an HVK or something.
Nobody
Nobody coming through that doorway.
person that comes into his path. And now Powerhouse getting closer and closer towards that 200-point mark. With
Uh-oh.
Smart Mega struggling to hit
Nice
to hit
spot.
the 100-point mark. They
Although
have
you can't really get a whole lot of info off of that,
a
so
very big 5-piece there.
given the position that you're in.
The Predator missile clearing off.
Yeah, I think
My goodness me, almost a
Almighty run away with it. Powerhouse correction.
Smart Mega needs to wake up, and they need to wake up right now. They do not have
Full
to
streaks for fun, Jay.
Nobody's trying to circle around to anchor down the spawn for themselves as well, and Powerhouse is going to use this opportunity.
Ooh, Hunter Killer to the face.
Taking away all the scraps off of
Painful.
P3. Early rotation into P4 as well, anchored down by Skirt as well as Shut Up. Smart Mega needs to smarten up right now, or Powerhouse is going to power their way through in a
Last year's Vega and Jez had their best form.
Definitely, this is their last
I feel like
opportunity to
Vague's been
show
better
us
this year
Mega
than he was last year.
out
Jez for
and
sure.
They go in for the early rotations right now. They're trying to
I don't know.
make
The Jez we saw in Stage 4 playoffs is not a Jez that I've really ever seen before.
on the next hill. Right now,
But didn't he go triple negative on a map? Am I remembering that correctly?
for a couple seconds, but with the clock coming out, they're gonna lose it, and it's
Top
gonna
5
be
snipers in the world.
two teams for this hill right
No,
now.
Washi. Bobby plays heaven. Wait. No, No's retired. I suck. Evan's retired. Good times, good times. Somebody got to kill FDX. What are we doing here, guys?
Closer indeed, 229 to 114.
What in the world is Omega doing?
And this is gonna be very, very
They're just getting
worrisome for some
bullied.
of their fan base.
I can't believe they won a hard point.
Continues to smash
Somebody's got to ban out.
ripping away every single
Learn how to play the other hardpoint maps, and somebody in Garena needs to start banning out Summit. If they would learn how to play another hardpoint map, and we didn't see Summit as the first map of every single hardpoint of every single match.
Nobody near 250 to 114.
Good night. They got cooked.
In the first series at the knockout stages.
Get my screenshot real quick.
Going to be able to close things up, and they win 3-1 over
Neon's also
Smart
retired?
Mega. Now they
Shafi,
don't
what?
win that first game, and we were talking about the
Shafi,
second
what?
game. They could have made it a 3-0, but Smart Mega was able to pull one off. They got lucky.
LOL at those jerseys.
And it became a 3-1.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing here on both sides. The quality from Powerhouse. What an apt name, by the way. They most definitely are a powerhouse in the world of Call of Duty Mobile. As far as
Whoopi went 21 and 41.
Smart Mega, on the other hand,
And Risky went 22 and 40.
the players barely showed up. You see
Holy
a clear
frick, man.
difference in terms of the number
That is
of frags
rough.
taken by each side. The best player at 10 with
Yeah, Omega's not making it to stage 5. So I saw somebody on Twitter was saying that, was it Sisco? Sisco, are you in chat right now? Sisco, were you the one that said it was going to be Low Kings and Omega that made it to stage 5?
Those gunfights are so crucial to be able to clear out the
I think it was him.
area that you need to capture, and that's why I guess Powerhouse was able to close up this game, and they didn't even make it. Smart Omega didn't even make
They
it.
can? No. Omega's not making it to stage 5.
I expected a little bit
He said
more fight
easy
from
R?
Smart Omega.
Somebody said Omega.
So did I. But
Maybe he said easy R. I thought he said Omega.
Has absorbed two fantastic players on their
Maybe he
one
did.
player, an Eastern champ, the other one with experience going all the way.
Low Kings and
in
Powerhouse.
Call of Duty
I'm
Mobile.
curious to see what
Saw FDX
Kagendra do.
He was a fantastic player. He was
I hope they've improved.
Whoopi, as a matter of fact, in a couple of tournaments as well, allowing Whoopi to play his very best. But now, as he is on the side of Powerhouse, it just seems to be that they are living up to that name, right? What a fantastic showing. And this could have been a 3-0. This could have been a one-sided series. This could have been a shutdown if Smart Omega didn't get lucky with that 1 point.
But they did. But well,
In a way, he just said they got lucky. Powerhouse choked. Don't call it luck.
And it's going to be a 3-1 standing.
That Whoopi made a good play with Annie. Powerhouse choked. Who replaced Heaven? Skirt, right?
As it went on later and later.
And by the way, to anyone, disappointed with Smart Omega, don't be. They went up against a solid team in Powerhouse. You know, you've got veteran players, not just the 3 out of the 5. Yes, it's a team that just got re-rostered. Yes, they did absorb 2 new players. And yes, they
Okay.
lost 2 fundamental players
COD
on the
Mobile
side
esports
of
tweet
their previous squad of
about the
Lions,
match.
but it doesn't matter. I think Jeff Pro as well as Heaven, you know, justice is being
They're not playing with 3 SMGs? No, they're not on the weapons restriction yet because it's not technically stage 4.
Heaven as well as Jeff Pro, they are running. And in the speed that they are running right now, even Smarter Mega could not keep up. And this was that fantastic fight where we saw not just signs of life, but the fight in Smarter Mega. A little unfortunate, we just couldn't see it in the other matches.
Yep, I mean, you know, with that first match being so close, I thought the same thing would happen in the later matches.
All right. I've got the interview with Rihan that I never got to play out all the way on stream. So I'm actually going to play that while I go make some coffee and we wait for the next match. A lot of people underestimating Godlike this year. I agree. I think they can do more than people expect. Keep in mind this is from before playoffs, but yeah, this is interview with Rihan that I did a few days ago.
Seattle is sorry that you're not there, but
yeah, you're too kind. Yeah, I wish I could be there, but it's all right. That should be good. Well, the first question I had was related to the picture that you opted to use as your default picture for stage 4 for the group stages. What I'm assuming is going to be your picture for stage 4 playoffs as well. Was there any inspiration behind that?
I don't think I'm allowed to say like what it was. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm allowed but yeah, it was quite the photo.
Okay.
It was quite the photo.
Did you see the meme that I tweeted?
Yeah, I saw the meme. You had us laughing. You had us laughing. Like,
all right,
we're showing like all of Tribe, all of Mayhem. Like everyone was laughing too.
All right, yeah. I'm glad that was the goal. So mission accomplished. What is the first Call of Duty you ever played?
The first COD I ever played was Black Ops 2. Yeah, I played it on my PS3, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of bad, but I think I was like 7 or 8 at the time. So
yeah, you're allowed to be bad when you're 7.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, that was the first COD I played. If I can bring it back, I would bring it back. It was fun from the last time I remember.
I know most people consider that to be like the greatest competitive COD of all time. Did you agree with that?
Competitive wise, as I said, I don't know. Like I remember I hopped on the game like last year or like a few months ago, and it was like unplayable. But I do watch back old old competitive from old COD, and from what I've seen, like I've learned a lot just watching series play on like Black Ops 2, so I would say yes. I would say yes.
Okay. What meal do you eat more than anything else?
Meal that I eat, so that's my go-to pizza. Like that you can't go wrong with that. Like I remember when we first arrived here, like every day we went out to eat, and every day they took me somewhere else. Like I'm a picky eater, so like they took me to Mexican, they took me to like Arabian food, and like every time I didn't like the food, and like my team was like, bro, come on, bro, you can't be like this. But you know, like I'm picky, but yeah, so I'd say it's pizza. Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
Sounds like I'm sure you've heard all the stories of Zim's food preferences. Do you feel like you two kind of have similar preferences?
No, some of the stories I heard about Zim was kind of crazy. I can't lie, even for me. Like I remember watching back to Spawn. I think it was a episode with Tectonic and Space. And when they were just telling the stories, like I was like, this has to be made up because there's no way. but yeah, Zim. But based off of my interaction with Zim, he's a cool person.
All right. Well, that's good. What's your favorite pizza place? Because I think that's very important.
There's a local spot in Canada, but I don't know the name. But I just know it's local. But if there's like a well-known chain, I'd probably say it's Domino's. Like it's always like it's always consistent. I wouldn't say it's always the greatest, but like you could count on it. You know?
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
All right, I can
That's how it
respect
is.
that. I have Domino's top 2. I think Papa John's is a little bit better, but it probably varies from country to country too, so it's understandable.
That is true. That is true.
What is your favorite all-time season of COD Mobile?
My favorite season, I'd say season 1. I really would. Like back then, I was a complete nobody at the game, but like I feel like the rank state, like it was like it was actual like competitive. Like if you load into a game right now, it's just cancerous. I mean I can't really like say that because I do like abuse like gas nades and everything, but
You abuse gas nades? Oh my god, the amount of gas nades I got hit by today is so infuriating.
Holger, gas nade, I use all of it.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
whatever there is to win, like I'll use it, you know, like because the last thing I want is just to get screenshotted and then being on in different servers and people be like, "Wow, Rihan is so bad." That's the last thing I want. So whenever I play someone, I just make sure like I give them hell.
Did you reach legendary in season 1?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I used to play with like the top players. Like I remember playing with like Ferg and them, but I don't think Ferg remembers me. But I did play with Ferg. I do remember running into you a few times too, and like
Yeah, it was probably
I
really
noticed,
easy, right?
like I watched back the stream, and like your reactions were just hilarious. I used to just like arc man, it would like get to you, like it was just. Well, back then I was kind of bad, so I did play like unskilled. So I don't blame you on that. You know.
All right. What would you say is the most overrated dessert?
The most overrated dessert?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say cake. Like honestly, cake.
That
Like,
is so crazy because you are the third person I've interviewed, and every single person has said cake so far.
It has to be cake. Like I don't know. Like it's just something about it. Like whenever I eat cake, like I just feel like doing nothing the whole day. I just want to like go to bed and call it a day. You know? But,
Yeah.
like even for my birthday, like sometimes I just tell them, bro, I'm like I don't even want a cake. Like I don't want to eat it. But like in my house, it's a tradition where like everyone has to like kind of feed me. But like I don't know, but I don't want to like talk about that. But cake is definitely the most overrated dessert.
All right. Well, if I end up at stage 5 this year, I'll make sure to not get anybody cake because apparently that is the most hated dessert among the COD Mobile community. Were there any mobile shooters that you played before COD Mobile?
Before COD Mobile, no. The most I played was Clash Royale.
Oh, okay. I was big time into Clash Royale. That was one of the ones I was addicted to for the longest.
Yeah, but I didn't really even take COD in seriously. Like when I first got it, like I know I did say I was season 1 legendary, but like I just played it because I like it's a new game, but I might as well. But I feel like I got into like competitive, like. It sounds weird to say, but I got into competitive because like watching Stage 4 Tectonic, and I was like, the first chance, and I was like, damn, I didn't know people could get like this good at the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, I don't know, I feel like that's the main reason I started taking COD in physics because of the masterclass tech performed in Stage 4 first chance. That
was definitely one of the all-time iconic moments for COD Mobile, I would say. I think especially for OGs.
Definitely. I know more players that are inspired by tech too. So he's a cool person overall. I just want nothing but the best for him.
For sure. I think he's a tough guy to not root for, you know?
Yeah, he's likable, like, you know what I mean?
Hit me with whatever your go-to sniper build is right now, because I think I'm going to get a lot of S&D as well.
I use like the regular DLQ like class. Like I feel like some of the classes are like kind of like it's like for every gun like that's a sniper. Like everyone has the same class.
Yeah.
Or the DLQ is basically everything ADS with
extended mag and FMJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
No?
I don't use extended mag. No, I don't use extended mag.
Use tac laser?
I don't think I do. I think I replaced extended mag with a bipod. I played like I was playing S&D rank and I just noticed like my shots were hitting. Like this is recent too. I like my shots are hitting because of that. I feel like I have to use it now. So I just
That
use a
sounds like a
bipod.
placebo effect, but I guess you get a little movement speed back, so maybe there's a chance it was impacting it in some way.
Maybe, but in my opinion, I do think it helps a lot. It sounds weird to say, but yeah, I do use a bipod.
That is interesting because I think it was Inferno's Rytech build I was looking at, and he used the bipod too. And I had literally, I think in the 4 years I've been playing COD Mobile, I don't think I had ever seen somebody using the bipod. So that's now 2 people who like using the bipod.
I feel like it's kind of like talked down upon for no reason. Like, 'cause you look at what it does, and people are like, yeah, it's kind of useless, but like they never tried it.
Well,
So
what
they
are the
don't really-
upsides? I wasn't even paying attention when I put it on.
To be honest, I don't even know myself. I just feel like I hit myself.
It only has, I mean, I guess it has impact whenever you're crouching or prone, and maybe sliding counts as crouching, so there might be upsides that go with it whenever you're sliding as well. I'll have to take a look at it.
Maybe.
Okay, so I think of your entire team, you're the only one that's made it to like day 2 of the playoffs in stage 4 so far, right?
Yes. I think last year. Last year I made it to day 2, and like I remember. I think everyone else played stage 3, but they got out. I remember Asta played stage 4 too, but he got out the first day.
Yeah.
So I do think like out of every team, we're the least experienced. Actually, no, same way Mayhem. Like I'm pretty sure like Kings and Rap and them also got out in stage 3.
Yeah.
So, but I do think experience-wise, our team is least experienced. So we're just here trying to learn and trying to just perform and just do the best that we can.
All right. Do you think if there's one mode that you think is going to give you guys the best chance at upsetting one of the top dogs, whether that's Tribe or Luminosity, what do you think the modes that's going to give you the edges?
Hardpoint, definitely hardpoint. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but yesterday they allowed us to go on stage and practice, and we played against LG. It was just like 1-2 maps. It was 1-1, but we beat them the hardpoint.
Oh.
And the control we lost, but it was 2 rounds, but it was 1-2. But the hardpoint definitely, because before I came back to my hotel, we scrimmed Tribe. And first game, I'm not gonna lie, they did kind of dog on us, but every other game was just tight. Like we lost by like 1 point, like 10 points. Even yesterday, like we scrimmed Tribe and we just lost by like 15 points, like 10 points. Like it's been very close, and we just got the phones too.
I was about to ask, did you guys have the new devices yet? That's actually really good.
Yeah, we do have them, but and the way they come.
If you don't mind me asking, was it Hacienda that you guys beat LG on?
We beat LG. Oh,
And the hard point.
I'm just gonna get out like this interview. Like I don't want to like leak.
No, I won't post it. I just want to know.
It was yesterday we beat them.
Oh, okay. Because I remember you guys played them super close for the Hacienda when you played them in groups. So, are hot dogs sandwiches?
Are hot dogs? No. I think hot dogs are hot dogs. Like they're their own category. Like
Why can't they also be sandwiches? You know?
Like when you go to like when you go out, it's like a hot dog stand. Like it's not like a people won't say it's a sandwich, but it's like it's a hot dog stand. So I feel like it's not a sandwich.
All right, fair enough. Let's see. Who's the first person whose body you'll shoot in stage 4?
That is quite the question, but I think it'll be.
Destroy the objective.
I think it'll be in the heat of the moment. I don't have like anyone in the back of my mind like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot his body, but I remember during scrims like I was jokingly shooting my own teammate's body, like as a joke. But I don't know, but I feel like it'll have to be in the heat of the moment. Like it would definitely have to be in the heat of the moment. But if there's somebody's body I could shoot, I think it'll be probably someone on Mayhem if we play them. I'll probably shoot like Kings or Cartels.
All right, you're the second person to say somebody on Mayhem, so they gotta know they got a target on their backs. All All right. Let's see. Do you think you'll still be playing video games in 5 years?
5 years? Not really. I know gaming is more of like a side thing to me. I don't like see it as like I don't see it going far. I don't think I'll play video games in 5 years. That's why I'm just trying to enjoy the time that I do have while playing it. But as far as the question goes, I don't see myself playing video games.
Defend the objectives.
I mean, in 5 years.
Yeah. Fair enough. Are tablets mobile devices?
I mean, technically yes, but I don't think this should be like allowed in like competitive or anything. You know what I mean? Cause I know people give the argument like phone is better, and I don't see the argument. I feel like that's a stupid argument.
Yep.
But no, I don't think iPad. I played a game on iPad, like not a game. I played a day on iPad, and I was just like nuking everyone every game, and I got like a 10-year ban. I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, and then I just feel like iPad's way better. It's easier to aim. I feel like the movement's better. I feel like everything is just better in general for iPad. So I don't think it should be counted as a mobile device.
All right. Oh, 1 second. I'm about to die. If you win stage 4, what's the first thing you're buying?
If I win stage 4, if I win stage 4, the first thing I'm gonna buy is something for my sister, because she just turned 6 and her birthday was yesterday, but I'm not there, so I can't really give her anything. So it would be like nice to like bring something for her and just like see the smile on her face. But yeah, if I win stage 4, I'll just buy her something.
Well, that was for sure the kindest answer I've heard for that question so far. Let's see. If you could delete one thing from COD Mobile, what would it be?
If I could delete one thing from COD Mobile, I would say it'd be that I don't know if this is like a bad answer. I say I'd delete like Snoop, like being until 20. I'd say I don't want it to be under 30. I don't know if that's like a good enough answer.
I honestly don't hate that. I have not really heard anybody say that before, but I know has any Call of Duty ever been only till 20? I feel like the lowest it's ever been was like to 25.
I don't recall a nuke being until 20 on any other COD, but I do find it annoying because whenever I do play, like people always recognize me, like not trying to be racist, but people always like recognize me and they'll camp across the map. And that's like that just annoys me. But I do like most of the time end up nuking them back, and I do like kind of like talk to them, like let them know like what's up, you know.
All right, fair enough. That was not one that I expected to hear, but that does make a lot of sense. If you could have dinner with one person, dead or alive, who would it be?
One person, dead or alive? Alive, I'd say it'd be Messi. It'd be Messi.
Messi, okay.
Yeah, actually. I'm like his biggest fan. Like I don't know, like I don't know, like when he first joined Miami, like the time zones, because before he'd play in Europe and like the time zone, like I'd watch the games at like afternoon or at the morning. But when he joined Miami, like he'd scrim around. I mean, he'd play around the time that we scrim. So I just excuse myself, be like, yo, I have something to do, and I just watch him play. And yeah, but yeah,
right.
It would be Messi definitely.
So you're not gonna, if you win stage 4, you're not just gonna like buy a ticket to one of those Miami games?
Actually, I told my friend that we should go when he plays at Toronto, and he said he'll let me know. But
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that was all the questions that I had. If you have any questions that you want to ask me, you are welcome to. But if not,
no, I don't really have any questions. But I do appreciate you taking the time out your day to interview me, and it's always a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you coming on. I think we're definitely there's. I don't know if there's a ton of people that are cheering for you guys, but I definitely will be because we love an underdog story. I think it's tough just because like there's so many super well recognized players / organizations, but
I think I think there's always an underdog story to be told, so I'm excited to see what you guys can do. Well, excited to watch you guys. Hope you get lots of practice in, and I will see you guys on the broadcast.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, have a good day.
Thanks. You too, man. Bye bye. Not gonna lie, I thought there was more time left on the interview. Nelly's awake. Why am I hearing my own voice? Oh, my phone. I will be in and out to watch party this. Nelly can keep herself entertained somewhat, but to be honest, this is gonna be a cakewalk. So I'm mainly just gonna try to be back for the Scotty match after this. This will be an absolute speed run. I'm still making my coffee. I have the audio on. Crank the audio.
And counter the place of West Point Mamba Low Kings if they want to have a chance of winning this.
You have the Gravity Vortex in play this time round, swapped out for the Equalizer. I like this much better. I think that would have been an easier question to answer. Equalizer versus the Gravity Vortex as opposed to Equalizer versus the War Machine. War Machine, as long as you've got good enough information out there on the battlefield, you know exactly where to aim that. When it comes to the breaking of spawns on hardpoint, you are going to have a field day. Gravity Vortex, you can have it disabled, and if you miss your 3 shots or if you misuse them in any way, then the operator is going to be absolutely wasted. So it's going to be dependent on both Omo and Kalo to be absolutely precise, because we've seen how that operator has managed to get that hardpoint to switch hands so many times in the past.
Definitely. I mean, these players have to know when they are needed and when their operator skills are needed and be able to use it properly. I mean, Gravity Vortex gun, you can block off the entrances into hills with that. And if you're able to time it right, you're going to be able to maximize the points that you gain on each hill.
Absolutely. And of course, as we start things off on Arsenal, you've got a lot of these corridor entrances in and out of hard points. That's where the Gravity Vortex once again can come in super handy, but it's not gonna have a lot of opportunities. Once again, 3 opportunities, you miss those out, you're done. 3 opportunities, you shoot them a tad bit too early, you're done, because the Gravity Vortex doesn't really punish for a long time. Not the best operator, but very effective if pulled out and used at the right time. And we know the West Point Mamba Low Kings are all about timing. Their communication has been top-notch thus far in the competition, be it with the rotations, be it with the investment of operators, be it in terms of choosing when to take an aggressive approach against their opponents. I think they've been so perfect thus far. Forsuits Esports is showing us one too many weaknesses, especially against teams like Scatty, Powerhouse, as well as Savage Huntsman. And if they couldn't even take that matchup against Savage Huntsman and even 1 map away, let alone scratch the surface against West Point Mamba Low Kings here. So an uphill battle for sure out of Forsuits Esports. Definitely one of the series where you were thinking it's going to be a quick one, Wasabi. I don't want to think so. I want to hope and pray here that Forsuits is going to be able to pull a bunny out of a hat or something and take at least 1 map away from West Point.
I mean, I have to admit, I know Chari personally, and I know his work ethic. So this team, they definitely have been putting a lot of work, a lot of effort to improving themselves. Although they are going up against a giant, I'm sure they have improved over time. But I don't know if it's enough to go up against someone like West Point Mamba Low Kings. But we'll just have to find out as we enter the match right now. We are going to be starting this hardpoint game.
To see how things start off in here, as Arsenal's just gonna be that one map where all of the top flight teams need to find full mastery of, because NAEU, they've got this one in the bag. Let's not even start talking about how LATAM rotates here at Arsenal. 8-0 thus far. A great start by West Point Mamba Low Kings. 4Suits Esports managing to find some time on the hill just to stop the bleeding, but not a lot of points for themselves.
Yep, and right now you can see that 4Suits already early off in the game is struggling to get into the hill. And West Point Mamba Low Kings, on the other hand, they have such a good hill watching all the entrances, keeping the players of 4Suits out of the hill, that they don't really have much to worry about. As long as they're able to maintain those power positions, as well as their objective player in the hill, they're going to be able to rack up more points and take advantage of this first point. Now, 6 seconds left on the clock. They're going to start rotating into the next one, getting that early rotation for the setup, but they are just to be met with the players of 4Suits waiting for them there.
Single-handedly, Susano going 1v4 at this point of time, manages to take down 2 players, and by the time he distracts the players on the side of 4Suits Esports, single-handedly, the rest of West Point Mamba Low Kings rotates in towards that yellow storage, takes the spawns from the back. That's going to be the favorable spot for the P2, and they play it down to the T. 4Suits Esports have barely managed to play the hard point. They're just playing scrims right now, trying to play a couple of dead matches around.
Yep, definitely. It seems like they're having a little bit of an easy time here. I mean, they're having fun with it, stacking all of their players in the hardpoint right now, not even playing for the power positions or going aggressive. But right now, you can see that 4Suits, they have a very huge disadvantage here, especially when it comes to the spawns. And not only that, but also the gunfights. And there's definitely struggling. 3 points on the score, while West Point Mamba Low Kings inching closer towards that 100-point mark.
Massive time still left on the clock, close to 20 seconds on the hill for P2, but 4Suits already deciding to go for P3, mainly because it was just not cutting out. Those late rotations towards those hills, when West Point Mamba Low Kings have already got it anchored, it was impenetrable. With them going in for the early rotation, perhaps they stand a better chance, and yes, they do. They open up the hill, but only one objective player. Here comes the claw as well, courtesy of Yopi, managing to hit one, and the hill right back in the hands of West Point Mamba Low Kings. They take away the spawn off of Garden as well.
I'm thinking 24.
Hunter Killer finds Josh just as he shuts down Luffy. Nothing's going the way of 4Suits Esports.
I'm thinking 24.
On the
250 to 24. That's my final prediction.
Low Kings so dominant.
I think they get
right
one
now.
solid rotation.
They have 120 points to their name and continue to hold down every single hill that opens up, only giving scrap
TJ is
time to the
17
players
out
of
of.
4Suits.
He's
And
got
right
like
now,
half the
you
kills
can
on the
see that
entire
they're
map right now.
continuing
Oh,
to build
EMP
those
system.
operator
Nice.
skills as well as score streaks.
Wait,
But on
nuke?
the other hand, 4Suits, they
Nuke
seem to be
incoming?
investing it as soon as they get it, which is not really the smartest
teammate saved
move.
it.
But nonetheless, I don't really know how
Yeah, you
well
don't wanna
it would
take
work
that
for them if they save it up,
heady.
because they are struggling not only in that aspect but in several aspects, including the gunfights, which is something
Well, they rotated,
definitely have
but
to work on if they want to
Low
have a
Kings
chance
are
of
already
moving out this match.
Timely
Oh.
rotation from the side
Come on,
of West Point
24,
Mamba Low Kings
24,
once
24,
again
24.
to make sure 4Suits Esports do not get the most off of this P4, and the early
Wait.
rotation as well as Annihilator
Ooh,
investment
Annie.
from Aski
24,
gives them the
24.
one up.
They're
4Suits
gonna get
have
24.
some time on this hill, and this
Oh my
operator
God,
is going
how
to
are
allow
you
them
blind?
to rock it for quite
Oh,
a
you're
bit.
so
3
blind.
more on
Oh.
standby. If 4Suits wants to make their way right back in here, we need to see another investment as they're losing
go,
out on the
Josh.
casual gunfights. The
24.
operators are the lifeline. They're chucking
24
in
and nothing
all of their
more.
bodies, all of their gunfights, and the kitchen
Forgot
sink
about
at West Point
operators.
Mamba Low Kings just to stay alive on this P4.
Oh wait, more than 24.
But right now, the players of 4Suits trying to turn things around. They're going to rack a couple of points up to their name. And Almo, who here getting a double kill
Dropped
as
the first
well.
nuke in the
now,
championship?
It looks like West Point Mamba Low Kings giving them
Depends
some
on your
time
definition
on
of
the hill,
championship.
but trying to get more
Technically,
kills as
stage
well.
1 and 2 are
and
championship
you can see
too.
here already that the players on West Point Mamba Lokings,
How are
they're
they,
just
stage 4
going
team?
easy. They're playing it smooth and not rushing too much
Because
because they
Garena
have
is
a lot of
stubborn
time, a lot of
and
opportunities to their
insists
side
on
to be
doing
able to win
groups
this game, and they're
and
giving
including
Forsuits a
16
little bit
teams
of time to make those
just
adjustments
to
as
have
well,
the
giving them an opportunity to win this match. But unfortunately, it
the
looks like
lower tier
West Point
teams
Mamba
embarrassed.
Lokings is still going to remain dominant here.
Great
They
play
bounce
by
back well. I mean, it's
Forsuits,
obvious they're
at least
they're
for
good
whatever
COD
they
Mobile
whipped out
players.
there. But
They're
3
just not low
operators
kings.
were invested. That did swing a lot of momentum.
They've
the way
already
of Forsuits
exceeded
Esports.
expectations.
West Point Mamba Low Kings don't have any of those operators to sneak around with, as Yopi does manage
know
to
what
find the
Susano's
claw
doing.
investment. They now
8
have
kills.
to start back from scratch. But as I say that, Kalo on the patience for the reinvestment, whips out the gravity vortex, finds 2 shots, but no connections whatsoever. Stands on the hill. They know they can deal with one more shot of the gravity vortex.
Mexico is
Omo doesn't
Latin,
go down,
even though it's
and the combo ends as he gets
geographically
shut
in
down.
North
But the rest of the
America.
players for the side of Low Kings holding on strong to this P5 as we rotate around.
Now, you can see in the score right now, West Point Mamba Lokings very close to hitting that 200
Alright, we
point
thinking
mark.
55
and finally
to
ending
250?
the game. But you know what
Yeah, you
surprises
saw the nade
me
come through.
here, AJ? Is that Susano is struggling a little bit with the gunfights, only 10 kills to his name, while the rest of the team
What
have
can
close to
Yopi
20.
do? Ooh,
And
big value.
that's when you know you are being
Ooh,
carried
got him
by
off the
monsters,
heady.
because Susano
Crazy.
himself is one crazy Call of Duty Mobile
Crazy.
player out there in the battlefield. We've seen the rise of Susano. Susano's taking a break today, and it's not even hurting West Point Mamba Low Kings.
That's
Finding his
not
11th
big
kill, but
value
in the
war
meantime,
machine.
the rest of them
Well, actually, that was
really
pretty decent
scratching
value
and
now that I
clawing
look
their
at it.
way towards Forsuits Esports.
It's a lot of
As
missed
Forsuits
shots,
are
but
finally
it's
waking
one of the
up in
upsides
this
of the war
matchup.
machine. You get
They
a
have
lot of
stopped
shots.
the bleeding. They are not allowing West Point to end this matchup just yet, but PJ with the Sparrow.
Wait, so
big
what
plays.
operators
He's
are
the green
banned in
arrow
this
this time
matchup?
round. Can he
'Cause
hit
they
those
got
shots?
Sparrow.
Does not find the connections, but the CBR4 continues to beam, and West Point find the break.
Yep, and it looks like Forsuits is going to get scrap time here for a while. But West Point Mamba Low Kings, knowing that they're so close to winning, they're going to try to take advantage as much of this first kill as possible, so that when they move on to the next one,
They're
they
killing
can
so
for
fast
sure
that
close
Susano
up the
can't
game
find
and
any.
make it a very, very quick
Lamau.
hardpoint match for us. But right now, Forsuits doing their best to stay alive, continuously going in for a fight. 66 points to the score,
Yeah,
and they're trying
they're
to
not
catch
gonna.
up to,
Ooh,
to the score
flashes.
that Omega got
bet
when they were up
Tactician's
against
not banned
West Point
either.
Mamba Low Kings in the same map. So let's see if they're going to be able to pull that off. But right now, it looks like West Point Mamba Low
Luffy,
Kings is
sorry.
going to try to end the game
It's
here.
old habits die hard, you know.
What a pretty Forsuits Esports were doing so fantastically well. Finally winning out gunfights. Finally winning out some points on the hill as well. And the winning solution was sticking together. They stacked the numbers.
The
they
one
took
thing that
great
I think is gonna be
engagements,
tough
but
for
just a
Low
single
Kings
pretty
come
out of Luffy, dropped 3 members, and instantly ended the run
Stage
of
4
Forsuits
time
to play the matchup on
is
this
that,
hill. at
obviously these
P2.
guys aren't
Now,
rookies,
one
but
final
most of
stand
them are
coming through
rookies
from the
too.
players. They are spawning on the side of batteries. Overextension.
Like, they've
is not
never-
gonna do
they've
West
never
Point Mamba
been
Low
in,
Kings a lot of help here, but PJ
like a
spawns
major
from the
final,
back.
you know?
That gives them
I-
the
now that I think about it, I guess they did
Final
get
6
experience on
seconds,
land.
One more gunfight. Can
Forgot
he
about
stop the bleeding?
CDSI.
Yes, but only for a single second.
Never mind, I take it
and the
back.
game
No
comes
disadvantage.
to an end. Forsuits
Low Kings are gonna be
Esports woke
cruising.
up, but way
well,
too
that
late
was-
in the game.
Honestly, not as quick as I
mean,
expected, but pretty close to
It
it.
was definitely a very, very hard matchup to go up against. I mean, it's West Point Mamba Low Kings
Pretty
that you're
close
talking
to it.
about. They're the giants, and they're so at their prime right now. They're definitely a team to watch out for, a contender to go into the World Championships. And right now, you can see that they are definitely a team that shouldn't be messed with. I mean, Forsuits thought that they would have an opportunity against West Point Mamba Low Kings and Arsenal, but unfortunately it just didn't really go their way. Now, Forsuits was able to rack up 69 points, which you have to admit it's better than Smart Omega did, and that's definitely one good thing that they have for them, is that they were able to at least put up a little fight against against West Point Mamba Low Kings, by a point more than Smart Omega did.
I guess I have to agree with you there. And everything was turning around. And Forsuits just needs to acknowledge the fact that once they whipped out the operators and started winning out some gunfights, the confidence level slowly started increasing. And they also realized one advantage that they had over West Point Mamba Low Kings, which was sticking together, playing the game of numbers against Low Kings, playing for trades and stopping the bleeding. That's so crucial when you play against a team like Low Kings who are winning out a majority of those gunfights. You have to be trading them out. You can't just be dropping lives out there like flies. And towards, I think it was the P5, where we saw them smarten up a tad bit and try to rotate back in for P1. And that was the best fight that we had seen out of Four Suits. Into P1, they weren't getting a lot of points, but they were stopping West Point from running away with the matchup. That's where we saw a lot of life from Four Suits. And it was going to continue into P2 until that Predator missile appeared, ending 3 players at the same time, forcing them to scramble, forcing them to have those split spawns. And once their numbers got broken up once again, that was accidental, by the way, from West Point Mamba Low Kings. It was an immediate disadvantage to Four Suits Esports. Unfortunate, but that's how the cookie crumbles. 250 to 69, they eat up. In fact, they gobble up yet another mouse out there. The Mambas are not here to play. They are ready to slay. Tunisia, SND, Four Suits better show us some magic.
Yep, they have to be able to find a way to counter the plays of West Point Mamba Low Kings. And, you know, one thing is very important here for Suits. They have to be able to know their limits. They shouldn't push too far into the enemy baselines. They shouldn't play attacker when they're on the defending side. And they need to know exactly when to time certain things, because they're going against giants. Like I said earlier, every single move that they make, no matter how small, can make or break their team.
I have to agree with you. But the question, of course, is going to be at the end of the day, how big of a move can you make to rip away one map from West Point Mamba Low Kings, who are on a clean sheet run from the start of the competition all the way up until now? And by how the engagements happened on the first series for West Point in this knockout stages, it looks like that clean run is going to continue. The clean sheet is a thing, and West Point Mamba Low Kings might just end up with a 3-0 here as well. Tunisia looks very convincing, but like you said, S&D, this is where things can really change. They have to make sure they eliminate Luffy, and the advantage is going to be with Four Suits Esports whenever they do have the bomb. But when the bomb goes to the hands of West Point Mamba Low Kings, this is where a really tough decision needs to be made by Four Suits Esports. They cannot afford to take a split defense. When they're down in numbers, they cannot sustain their gunfights against West Point Mamba Low Kings. They have to take a serious bet, either bet their lives on A or B. If they can catch West Point Mamba Low Kings off guard at either one of those sides, it gives them the immediate advantage to win out some of those defensive rounds, which are going to be absolutely crucial in this S&D.
You're right. They have to play together. They have to play as a team, and they have to stick together so that they're able to go in for those trades. Because again, as you were saying, if they go in for the split, they're just gonna get picked off one by one, which you don't want to give. You don't want to give West Point Mamba Low Kings the opportunity to do so. You need to be able to back each other up and not really put yourself in a risky position like that.
Yopi and 7 of those matches, actually 6 of those matches, because one was a DQ. So in 6 out of the 6 matches, Yopi walked away with the MVP title on S&D. And that's just insane to think of, because this guy usually is just the aggressor for the side of West Point Mamba Low Kings. Luffy doesn't even take the cake here. Yopi is the absolute Terminator. Even PJ doesn't step up as much as him whenever it comes to these SNDs. And we know if it's not going to be Yopi, Susano, as well as his snipes, and you combine that with Tunisia, we're going to see some crazy shots out there.
Definitely, but right now we are going to head straight into the match, and looks like the players in Four Suits, unfortunately, they are going for the split here, AJ. And I don't know how good of a decision it is, because the players on the side of West Point Mamba Low Kings, they're going heavier on that A side.
They are the pros. I can give my suggestions, but they are the ones that are going to decide exactly how they play this out. So let's see if or not Four Suits bet checks out here. 2 players on the perfect defense at this A site. One hanging down, controlling the tunnels, as well as path. Easy rotation towards B can be made by player number 4 and 5. That's Aski as well as Baki. As the bomb rotates over towards B, already anchored down by Yopi, finds the first layer onto Chari. Bomb side open, the pace is stepped up. West Point Mamba Low Kings running towards B now to find the plant.
Yep, they are running towards that area because the bomb is going that side as well. But on the side of, you know, what is Four Suits, they are lucky to still be alive here. But unfortunately, they're going to be down to one last player, and Luffy is going to be taken down by AC. And now we are going to be at a 1v3 situation with the bomb planted at the B side. Now that's going to force them to go towards that area, but he has to be absolutely careful here because there's players watching every single entrance possible.
Big brain play once again from West Point Mamba Low Kings as well as Luffy. The players initially wanted to focus on that A bomb site, but Yopi opened up that B bomb site, and Luffy hung back at Winery to pick that frags, to pick off of players who were on that slower rotation. But Aski now making big plays. But Switchblade, Kalo, so low on the side of Aski. He barely had the HP. Backstab for Kalo. Finish this off. Aski, there's too many players to deal with as they try to clutch that round out. But once again, sublime play by West Point Mamba Low Kings when it came to the attacking positioning.
Yep, I mean, you know, this is a learning opportunity for Four Suits. As I always say, when you're going up against giants like this, it really doesn't matter if you win or lose, because all you need to do at this point when you're new like Four Suits is learn from your mistakes and be able to make those adjustments so that in future tournaments you do better. And that's exactly what they're trying to do here. But West Point Mamba Low Kings just slaying them out of this competition. Now Four Suits is going to be down to a 2v3 situation.
Lifeline here. Baki delivers as that headshot downs Yopi. 2v2. The numbers all equal as Jari finds Luffy, making this a 1v2. Defenders have the advantage. Kalo with the switchblade finds one player, overextends, finds the concuss, and Kalo uses that to his advantage. Baki now on the flip side. All about the timing, and the switchblade does not make the play. Baki at the secondary 50 Gs finds one for Four Suits.
And luckily, they're able to win a round here, which is, you know, all we could hope for. And hopefully, they're able to continue this momentum. But as long as we continue to keep fighting and not give up, that's all we can ask from Four Suits right now. But right now, they are putting up a very good fight. I mean, they're able to even out the playing field. It may just be luck, or it may just be a new strategy that they're coming up with right now. And we can see West Point Mamba Low Kings going for a very heavy push towards B. Let's see if Four Suits is ready for it.
Baki took 3 wild shots, should have taken the 4th one as well. His crosshair was on the right spot, but Kalo expecting a backstab undoes the maneuvers by Four Suits. But Baki keeping the team alive. Quick scopes! Manages to find the strike, but Kalo was the final nail in the coffin for Baki, making it into a 1v1. Bomb in hand. Kalo can go for that long rotation. He focuses on doing exactly that. Switchblade as well to sort this out. Quick shots can come on through. Josh playing a very quick SMG as well on the Fennec. But this amount of space between him and the player from Four Suits will allow the bomb to be planted.
Yep, and it's just going to be a matter of who spots who first. Right now, Kalo going in to check if it's okay to plant the bomb. But as he does that, Josh is going to be able to get a shot, but Kalo finishes it off. And unfortunately, Josh just lacked a little bit more accuracy there to be able to take down Kalo. And that is going to be another win to the side of West Point Mamba Low Kings.
Whether you're noob or pro, you gotta play the heady. Guy was so low in HP and still managed to find the clutch for West Point Mamba Low Kings in the 1v1. Kalo. 8 kills already. The guy is having a dime out there.
Definitely. And right now you can see they are trying to watch that B side here, trying to make sure B side as well as the A side here, trying to make sure and find out where West Point Mamba is pushing towards. But here it seems like it's going to be a very slow game for this round. And Four Suits, they are spread out quite a bit, so I don't know how well that's going to play for them. But right now, West Point Mamba Low Kings is inching their way towards that A side.
Tari finds Luffy. Numbers advantage, but Susano finds the trade. Taking out the sniper from the side of Four Suits. Yopi shutting down Chari as well. One more sniper to play around with. It's going to be Josh, and he snipes down Susano. That's a good trade. PJ spots one, riding out in the open. Lake shot's not going to find the connection just yet. Josh very cheeky with the wall bangs. But if he does find the connection, that would be pretty deadly. Bomb in the hands of Yopi and Aski. There's the perfect angle. Shuts Kalo down. Advantage to Four Suits.
Ooh, This is another time that Four Suits has a chance to win a round over West Point Mamba Kings, but Yopi plays something sneaky going towards a B side while the rest of the players of Four Suits waits for him at A. Now, this is what is going to determine if Four Suits is able to win this or not, because they're
Nice.
going up 1 versus 3. It's just going to be down to who's able to spot who first, and it looks like they're going to be able to get the round win here as they take down Luffy, and as well as getting the easy defuse with a lot of time to spare.
All of the painful lessons learned in a hard point, they managed to convert into a beautiful play in this S&D, and that is sticking together. Play the advantage of lives against West Point Mamba Kings. In a split push, it would have been pretty deadly. West Point, I'm very sure they can find clutches. Any one of those players from the side of West Point would have been able to pull that off. But Four Suits is keeping the advantage on their side. PJ on for the slide. Josh! He started things off fantastically, but just like that, in a blink of an eye, 3 players go down from the side of Four Suits.
I don't know how good of a decision that was. I mean, playing the aggressive plays against a team like West Point Mamba Kings is really gonna force you to pay for it. And just like that, the round ends in favor of West Point Mamba Kings. Now, Four Suits, hopefully learning from that mistake, will slow things down like they did the last couple of rounds that they were able to win. If you notice, when Four Suits slows down and they play for the picks instead of going aggressively without a plan, they're able to win the round. So if they continuously do that, they might just stand a chance to get a couple more rounds from West Point Mamba Kings. But right now, we can see a very heavy push towards A side, and we're going to be down to a 3v2 in favor of West Point Mamba Kings.
2v3 numbers on the side of Kings. Bomb planted at A as well, so retake is going to be quite tough here. Baki needs to be the initial engager first. Chari, they're going to play their positions really well here, West Point Mamba Kings, because that concuss did find the connection onto Baki, and they know that checkmark gives them information to know exactly where to point their guns at. And Luffy finding Baki. Only one more player to deal with, and PJ sorts it out. 4-2. Four Suits Esports already doing better than DVK against West Point at this map. But let's see if they can also outdo the performance of Broke Boys, or potentially even find a victory, but that's looking a little bit too much to ask for at this point.
Maybe. I mean, anything can happen right now if they play their cards right. But right now, West Point Mamba Kings is going to be the ones with the advantage as they're able to knock down 3 players on the side of Four Suits, making it a 2v3 now. We are seeing a lot of engagements in the middle section of this map, but the bomb inches closer towards that A side. Josh here is the last player alive on the side of Four Suits and is the one with the bomb. Now they have to look for him, get that kill to close up the round.
Four Suits did mighty well, pulling away 2 defensive rounds. That is a great advantage, but Josh is just not going to find his way around. This is a game of rock, paper, scissors. Guess where you're going to find lesser defenders from the side of West Point Mamba Kings. But either way, if you've got a player like Kalo stacking one side of the bomb side alongside Yopi, you're probably sorted out. I mean, Kalo partnering up with perhaps Susano. You've got some short range and long range engages. Four Suits going to be in a lot of trouble. They need some cheese strats. They need to slow things down and catch Kalo and team off guard.
Definitely. I mean, they've done it before, so they can do it again. But they have to be able to pull it off as soon as possible and be able to make those adjustments soon. But right now, it's not looking very good for the side of Four Suits. Now, we can see that they're down to a 2v5 situation here, and West Point Mamba Kings continuing to shoot, get their shots right, and Luffy here making it a 1v5. Almo is the last player alive, has a bomb, as well as a Fennec, and knows that he is in a bad situation. If he's not able to win this round, that's going to put West Point Mamba Kings on match point. So he has to be able to play his cards right. But there are 2 players inching towards Omo right now, and as soon as he gives off his position, just like that, he gets laid out by Susano, and that's going to be a round win for the side of West Point Mamba Kings, putting them on match point here, AJ.
Aggressive play as usual by West Point Mamba Kings. Four Suits Esports pulling away 2 rounds in itself is fantastic, but they need to find more. Can they hold a team like Kings to that match point for 5 more rounds here and delay this? But PJ finding a double at the very get-go. Ace-Key shut down with a headshot. Baki goes down as well as Yopi shows up. The opportunities dwindling down one after the other, and 2 more players left alive here for 4 suits.
Yep, a couple more lives make that one left.
my.
And it looks like West Point Mamba Loking's gonna end the game. And just like that, West Point wins the search and destroy match. But, you know, 4 suits, they did pretty well. They won 2 rounds to their side.
Yep.
And they were able to put up a good fight against West Point Mamba Lokings. They were able to counter some strategies, but just not enough just yet.
They have performed better than DVK Oblivion. That is one check off of the list, but unfortunately they could not outdo what Broke Boys Club brought up against West Point Mamba Lokings. That might be a little telling if we do see a little bit of that matchup between 4 suits as well as Broke Boys eventually later on down the line. We might know exactly what to expect. Ace Key really stepping it up into high gear, 10 eliminations on his side, but outdone by the partnership on the side of West Point Mamba Lokings. In that final round, it was just the PJ and Yopi show. PJ picking up 3 frags, Yopi picking up 2 for himself. It was just a very aggressive round from West Point Mamba Lokings. They could have done that so much earlier, but you see the respect being shown for 4 Suits Esports here. Not underestimating them, not overestimating their own capabilities, playing it really slow and nice. But of course, towards the final moments, towards the final rounds, you saw them really kick it into high gear.
Yeah, definitely. They started pushing it. But look at this. Ace-Key got 10 kills to his side. I mean, that's more than PJ and Susano. But it's really the rest of the team that really has to step it up if they want to have a chance of, in the future, maybe winning against West Point Mamba Lokings. Because they can't rely on one player to carry them constantly. They can't rely on Ace-Key to do all the dirty work. They have to step up their game as well and win their engagements every time they're faced by one.
Let's see if or not 4 Suits Esports can push this into a game number 4. Of course, I am asking for a lot because 4 Suits have been pretty shaky on Control.
Why do I have 300
Out of the
viewers?
6 Control matches that they've played in the group stages, they've only taken away 3 victories. And those victories were over teams like LVX PV Stage as well as 4S Kincaid against the slightly better squads like Caddy Powerhouse as well as Savage Huntsman. They could barely pull away around. Against Savage Huntsman, it was possible, but overall, it was a loss throughout the whole series for 4 Suits Esports. So this is going to be pretty torturous to watch. West Point Mamba Lokings might not go easy on them looking at the pace that they have taken thus far.
For sure, West Point Mamba Lokings is not going to go easy. I mean, they're one team that definitely doesn't underestimate any of their opponents, no matter who they're going up against, and you can know for sure that
got 300 plus viewers
they are going to bring out the very best that they have to be able to go up against 4 Suits. Even if 4 Suits has not really put up a challenge towards them, they're not going to let it slide.
I appreciate the raid.
Easy.
Yeah, sorry, I was gone.
They are going to
once again
put up every single opportunity that they can.
10,
this
15
is
minutes.
gonna be a pretty gut-wrenching matchup for 4 Suits Esports. They've been outgunned, out-strategized, and pretty much bullied into a corner by West Point Mamba Lokings.
Apparently.
West Point Mamba Lokings not even trying to force that sort of a play. They're just playing what they know how to play best. A good game of Call of Duty Mobile, and it's just overwhelming control as well as capabilities out of West Point Mamba Lokings that's just overshadowing whatever 4 Suits Esports could pull out there. I mean, we do acknowledge that there's great talent on the side of 4 Suits Esports.
Yeah, apparently
but just
we're getting
not good enough to match up to what West Point can bring to the play.
I think somebody's view botting.
But you know, again, 4 Suits is very new, and the same thing happened to West Point Mamba Lokings when they were new to the gaming scene. They weren't winning a lot. They had to fight, and they have to build themselves up. And well, eventually they became the top and the best, one of the best teams in the Philippines. So hopefully, 4 Suits continues to continue their journey here and slowly build up their strategy, slowly become better, and maybe one day they'll get to the point where West Point Mamba is at right now.
I don't know if West Point ever started off weak. This team came breaking out the gates like some sort of a mad bull, and they have been taking down Titan after Titan. Even when West Point Mamba Lokings were looking weak, they were performing really, really well. I mean, we've seen their progress from Garena Masters Season 1. And even back then, they managed to push it all the way into the knockout stages. They were in the playoffs. So it's just insane. It's really telling of what they are capable of. And they have just gotten better and better ever since. Four Suits Esports, great roster, great talent, just not capable of matching up to one of the best born out of SMP thus far. West Point Mamba Lokings looking to take yet another dominating run in this matchup against Four Suits Esports. Let's see if Four Suits can pull away a couple of rounds, even a victory here to stay alive within the series.
Maybe. Well, we'll just have to wait and see if they're able to pull that off. But right now, West Point Mamba Lokings going in with huge dominance, able to get 2 segments right off the bat, and still maintaining a good number of lives, even out with 4 suits. And right now, you can see that they're trying their best to capture out these sites so that they can focus their attention later on that A site. But for now, it's going to be quite a back and forth between the 2 teams, with 4 suits falling a bit behind.
Looks like Cali just got burned in the chat. West Point Mamba Lokings barely losing lives here, and they will very easily capture B onto A now with a 2-life deficit. Four Suits Esports needs to find a perfect defense. And Wasabi, have some mercy on Cali, don't you?
I don't think he deserves it. But anyway, back to the game. We are going to be seeing 4 suits falling down by a 4-life deficit. And West Point Mamba Lokings right now, they're just trying to get every single slay possible to be able to end the game sooner or later. But right now, you can see that they're not even trying to capture that the A site. They don't even bother to play the objective because they know that they can dominate when it comes to the gunfights.
That'll I have to agree with you. West Point Mamba Lokings just circling on and around, not really attempting to play this objective just yet, just sending in 1 player in the name of Susano. Susano up 4th and finds Ace Key with a beautiful quick scope. Omo with the prevention right behind, but Yopi sorts him out. Baki open stairs, finds the first one. LK24 will be able to find that Punisher as well, but the angles just not going to match up or line up against Susano, and this hill gets sneaked away. 1 more life to play around with. And Ace Key still keeping it alive. 1v2 beautifully taken with 7 more to take away.
Well, 1 last player on the side of 4 suits, and unfortunately gets knocked right off of the bat. And now that's gonna be 1 point to the side of West Point Mamba Lokings, getting closer and closer towards that victory.
30 lives to play around with, but it means nothing for Four Suits Esports, because going up against a team like West Point Mamba Lokings, you can have 50 lives versus the 30 that they have, and they still walk away with a victory. The scale of gunfights is just unbelievable, and PJ playing it at a whole other level. Luffy struggling a tad bit with the engagements, but as long as PJ continues his run, nothing much to worry about. But fantastic play this time around. Attacking side of Four Suits Esports. First segment on B, already taken away, and it looks like West Point Mamba Lokings. Beautiful defense out of Susano out of nowhere.
Yep, and right now we can see the players of 4 suits actually starting to step up a little bit. They have a life advantage here. Let's see if they're going to be able to maintain that. They're able to capture 1 segment on the B side, but I think that's also mainly because the players of West Point Mamba Lokings, they're focusing their manpower towards that A side. They're giving up the B side and not pushing too much, not putting up a fight for that one, because they know that they just have to maintain 1 side to be able to win the game, and they don't want to lose more lives protecting that B side, knowing that they just have to defend the A side. And right now you can see that's exactly what's happening as the players start to shifting towards that A side as 4 suits is able to claim B.
4 life deficit for West Point Mamba Lokings. 4 suits on the attack, so that means this round is very winnable. PJ with the Annihilator gonna try to torture the boys a tad bit, circling around, open stairs, drops by. If he wants to back away towards the spawn of 4 Suits Esports, this is going to be torturous, but nobody's home. 1 goes down. That's going to open it up a tad bit. Luffy with the War Machine continues to slay them out, and the spawn trap just does not check out. This is very winnable for 4 Suits.
Very, very winnable indeed, as long as they continue to keep up their plays, because they've done so well in this round so far. But right now, it's pretty much an even playing field. They just have to find a way to change things up. And right now, Kalo going in for a very aggressive push towards Baki here. Is going to be able to get the 1 and try to lower the number of respawns that the players on Four Suits have. But on the other hand, they are doing pretty well here. I mean, you are right. They definitely have an opportunity to win around here as long as they keep up their play.
76 lives, pretty much equal here. And Yopi makes sure of that. Susano finding one with the claw. Oh, big time investments coming through. Susano still alive and kicking the claw, finding those hits. 2 more lives left here for Four Suits to deal around with. Playing on the attack, they just need to change this into a team deathmatch. Find those angles. They back away ever so slowly. And when they play a map like Raid, they can find those long flanks around, but 15 seconds to go. That's just going to pile on the pressure on them. K-Lo finds that opportunity. HBK circles around, almost punished. And Josh runs out of opportunities, finds PJ still though.
Yep, and we are going to be down to the last player on the side of Four Suits. Unfortunately, they were not able to win that round, and that's going to be another win going to the side of West Point Mamba Low Kings. But before we start the next round, I want to ask the chat why they don't believe I'm the real Wasabi. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm casting right now. I don't know about them, but you know, we have a match here, so they're on
Yeah,
their
let,
own.
let me confirm it for the chat. Yes, it's the real Wasabi chatting with you guys whilst casting and burning Cali all at the same
it's the
time.
ADHD. It's the ADHD.
Women and their
okay?
multitasking at its best.
It's the ADHD.
Look at you taking a blessing and turning it into a curse. ADHD. I say this is multitasking at the finest level, right? 26 lives left here for West Point Mamba Low Kings. And the way they are trying to slay out Forsus Esports is a little bit more kinder than what you're doing to Cali.
Well, maybe, but there, I don't know anymore. But right now, we're gonna go straight back into the game because West Point Mamba Low Kings is beating the asses of Four Suits here, putting them down into the ground. And right now, they're going to be able to capture that B site and try to take an advantage over Four Suits here. Four Suits, on the other hand, they're stacking heavy on that A site. They know they just have to protect that. And with 19 lives left, while West Point Mamba Low Kings have 23, it's going to be a hard one to stay alive.
Not a single round won by Four Suits Esports just yet. Can they make this workable? One operator in play. Josh could barely find a life. He gets slain out. A waste of operator, unfortunately. And that's what happens when you go up against a team like West Point Mamba Low Kings. The emulator may stop, but West Point will not. They continue to torture Four Suits Esports. A good push this time round, but look at that A stack on defense. Four Suits Esports really piling up on each other, but that's a terrible idea because if West Point finds them, it's all out slay time.
Definitely, and right now we are going to see that PJ pulling out the Annihilator, trying to get the last 5 kills needed to end the lives of Four Suits, making it a 3-0 if they're able to claim this. But with 15 lives on the side of West Point Mamba Low Kings, it shouldn't be a very hard task to do. And right now you can see 3 points on the side, 3 respawns left on the side of Four Suits, and they are being hunted for.
Mm-hmm. Even if they don't hunt for the guy, he's gonna show up either way. K-Lo goes down. Omo in the CBR fall. But look at this. War Machine finds Omo. Luffy. Absolute savage finisher. West Point Mamba Low Kings ends the series 3-0. Fantastic victory as usual.
I mean, we kind of expected this from early on, but either way, the players of Four Suits definitely placed up a good fight. They were able to win 2 rounds on Search and Destroy. They were able to win about 60 or 70 points on the side on the game of Hardpoint, and they started improving their strategy. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is much better than what they did in Garena Master Season 4, which is all you can really ask for from a new team, that they improve slowly. But here, on the other hand, West Point Mamba Low Kings, such a solid team and remains to be undefeated.
Well, Four Suits Esports did play 7 to 8 on Garena Master Season 4. Let's not speak too early because they might take the exact same spot if they do not step up their gameplay. But overall, it is a much better showing from what we did see in Season 4 for sure. Four Suits Esports, although they step up whatever they could against West Point Mamba Low Kings, it is still a perfect clean sheet held on by the side of Low Kings. And this is win number 24 out of 24 maps played.
Absolutely crazy team. I mean, if they're able to continue that win streak all the way to the semifinals, maybe even the finals, then that would be an absolute world record breaking game like series for them. So let's see if they're going to be able to pull that off, because so far every single enemy that they've gone up against, they're able to prove that they are the better team.
I wonder who's gonna finally break the streak of low kings, and I wonder if they're gonna be able to break the streak and pull the victory away at the same time, or are they just gonna piss the West Point Mamba low kings off by taking one map away and just having the universe crash down on them as the wrath of low kings are finally unleashed? Well, we will still need to wait for an engagement like that for this series. Of course, it was unfortunately one-sided. All thanks to West Point Mamba Low Kings and their capable gunfights. 250-69. Arsenal was a no-show for Four Suits Esports. They showed up for the match. They showed up on the hills. But all that was happening was they were getting slain. We found the adjustments. They started sticking together. They smartened up towards P5 on that first rotation of hills, into P1 on that reset. But I wouldn't say it was too late. It just wasn't enough to take away points. It was enough to stop the bleeding, but not to get anywhere closer to West Point Mamba Low Kings. And S&D was equally as painful if you are in the view of Four Suits Esports.
I mean, you have to admit, there was a round in that control match that Four Suits definitely had the opportunity to win the round. They just let the ball drop. I mean, they could have ended and won that round, but unfortunately, it just didn't happen for them.
That is very, very heartbreaking if you are a player from the side of Four Suits Esports, to be in a position where you could almost take away a round and then still get smashed, where you had the advantage on numbers, you had everything going your way, and yet you still have that round taken away from you. No better way to break someone's confidence, and West Point Mamba Low Kings are masters at doing that. Four Suits Esports tried their best. They just could not overwhelm West Point Mamba Low Kings. Perhaps not ready for the top 3 or the top 2 in Garena Masters, but Four Suits, we're still looking for them to do better than their run in Garena Masters Season 4, where they took the 7 to 8 spot. Hopefully this time around they do a little bit better. Maybe even a cash prize for them as they find the exit by the end of the day.
Maybe a little higher up in the ranks. Hopefully they have the opportunity to do so, because I know they're not going to stop fighting. They're going to continue training, continue to work hard to be able to get better and better. But for now, they are going to lose 3-0 to West Point Mamba Low Kings, and that is going to be the end of our second series.
And thus far, it has just been pretty one-sided. Yes, we did see some signs of life in series number 1, where Powerhouse versus Smarter Mega, we managed to see Smarter Mega step it up in that hardpoint matchup, and that was a mind-blowing engagement with a 1 point left on the side of Powerhouse from the P2 rotation into P3. Smarter Mega having the best run that they have had all throughout that hardpoint matchup to pull that away, but of course Powerhouse turned it on them, pulling a gentleman sweep, taking away the rest of the 3 maps. But on the side of West Point Mamba Low Kings, no such craziness. It was one-sided all the way, albeit for that one round at control where it almost went to the side of Four Suits. But almost is always going to be the key word here whenever Low Kings are involved, because their opponents always almost take the map, but they don't.
Yep, and in a couple of seconds, we are going to be taking a look at the highlights of the game. Now, in the first match of Hardpoint, we saw that most of the scrap time was going to the side of Four Suits, but there was a moment for just a split second that we saw a fight in them. We saw an opportunity that they could turn things around, but it was on the later half of the game, and you guys know very well that if it comes out that late, it's really not going to make a huge difference. That's why they weren't really able to turn things around. And in the Search and Destroy game, on the other hand, they had a couple good games, but a couple good rounds. They were able to take 2 away from West Point Mamba Low Kings, but not enough to win the game. And here we can see the MVP of the series is going to go to PJ of West Point Mamba Low Kings with the 21 average kills, 15 average deaths, 7.5 assists, and the score of 2,741 points and a KD of 2.1.
Started off with a KD of 1.6. He has Four Suits Esports to thank for this. Gets a bump in the KD. Fantastic plays out of PJ. As usual, as expected, he's the terminator of the squad, and he continues to do what he does best. Thus far, no teams have challenged West Point Mamba Low Kings, but things will change for sure in the knockout stages. We might still be able to see a great engagement between them as well as the team of Powerhouse later on. We did see how Powerhouse managed to take away the series from Smarter Mega, and that might just be the end. But of course, that being said, West Point Mamba Low Kings did whoop Smarter Mega 3-0.
Yep, a very bad beating for the side of 4S Kings, but we are going to see a couple more matches later on. We are still going to actually have the match between Broke Boys Club and Sacred Scaddy, which is for sure going to be a close one as well. And after that, we're going to see Savage Huntsman go up against EZR Bookie. So guys, stay tuned for that as well.
EZR Bookie versus Savage Huntsman. There's a potential there's going to be a lot of savagery in that matchup. And there's a huge potential it's not from the Huntsman. The Hunter's going to get hunted in the series. We will have to wait and see. That's going to be the closing series of the day, like Wasabi told you guys. But Sacred Scaddy versus Broke Boys Club. I'm looking forward to this matchup. We have not seen a game number 5 thus far. Perhaps this series will deliver that, Wasabi.
Yep, I think that's definitely a possibility. I mean, we were talking about it before the live stream even started. It would have either been the first game or the third game that would push us to a game 5.
Yep.
And the first game was definitely, it went to a game 4, not a game 5. This one definitely might go down to a game 5.
But if it doesn't go down into a game 5, it speaks a lot for the quality of either one who's able to win out a quick series, right? Because I think Broke Boys are the veteran squad. We've seen the names all the way back, like 3-4 years back, you know, from the days of Ways of War. You know, all of these players have been rocking it from back then. Sacred Scaddy, on the other hand, they are slightly newer in terms of partnering up together, led by Sisco. We saw a little bit of a lower side of performance out of Sacred Scaddy in Season 4, but we see them so much more improved. A little bit of a re-roster, and Sisco has definitely stepped up his gameplay. He's not mucking around anymore. He's set his mind straight, and it seems like this guy can really deliver.
I mean, anything he puts his mind to it, he becomes really, really good at it. And I think he just needed a little bit more of a push to be able to help really put Scaddy on another level. And right now their team has definitely improved, but Broke Boys Club has improved as a lot as well. I mean, they've went up against the Giants, they placed up a good fight, they beat Smart Omega, and well, that definitely speaks a lot about how much they've improved over the last couple of months since we've seen them.
They beat Smart Omega. They took away an SND from EZR Bookie, which is very, very rare because, you know, EZR Bookie is fantastic on that game mode. But unfortunately, there is no interview with Smart Omega. Little disappointing. We're going to take a quick short break. When we come back, let's see if this Sacred Scaddy squad can do anything against the boys who are a little bit broke. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Yeah, apparently, well, I had to feed Nelly. So first, I had to give Nelly, or I had to clean up all of Nelly's poop. I still have to, now that I think about it, still have to finish cleaning Nelly's poop as it sits in the bathroom. I will do my best to watch as much of the next match as we can. Obviously, that'll be one of the only other good matches because I don't think EZR versus Huntsman is going to be super close, but doing my best to watch BBC versus Scotty. I'll be back whenever it starts. Nelly.
so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.
And we are back for Garena Masters Season 5 Knockoffs Day number 1. We're done and dealt with 2 series so far, and we have 2 more coming up for you guys. Once again, I am Wasabi Gaming, and with me is AJ Mustachio.
It's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully, the Broke Boys Club can put up a strong fight and drag this out, because Sacred Scatty have looked pretty solid in Group A. Apart from the matchup against Powerhouse, they have won every single series in a phenomenal fashion. They've taken 3-0s on all of them. Once again, they dropped only 1 series in the group stage leading up to the knockouts against Powerhouse, and even there, they took a phenomenal victory. Take off Hardpoint 250 to 123. I was shocked. I did not see that one coming. So no matter whatever happens, Broke Boys cannot allow them to, number 1, go into takeoff. Number 2, they still have to be really careful of what Scatty can do in that hardpoint matchup. If Broke Boys can survive that, even pull away a victory there, there's a strong chance this one's going to be a 5-match game.
I definitely think it's going to reach a game 5 as well. I mean, looking at Scaddy, looking at Broke Boys Club, they're definitely teams at par with one another, and they can definitely push it to a game 5 if they so choose to do so. Now, on the side of Scaddy, we have to watch out, because these players are very good with their positions, and they're able to be very versatile and be able to make those adjustments really quickly. On the side of Broke Boys Club, on the other hand, they're very scrappy, and they're always going like they know how to play scrappy, they know how to make quick plays, and it's just going to be a matter of consistency if they're going to be able to pull it off against Scaddy as well.
This is the lineup of matches that we started off the day with. Powerhouse, they managed to shut down Smart Mega in phenomenal fashion, 3-1, and even that 1 victory gotten by Smart Mega was a 1-pointed difference. Powerhouse could have made it a 3-0, which means we need to see more from Smart Mega as they make that lower bracket run. The same will be said for Forsuits Esports. We're expecting more from them, as West Point Mama Low Kings disposed very quickly the team of Forsuits Esports in their series, a 3-0. Donut served up hot. But as we move on into series number 3, it's gonna be what we expect, a close matchup between Broke Boys Club as well as Sacred Scatty, and to close the day off, a lopsided matchup between EZR Bookie and Savage Huntsman. But that being said, Savage Huntsman have improved so much, they might just be able to shock us in the series later on.
Maybe. So we'll just have to wait and find out what happens in that game. So guys, don't forget to stay all the way to the end of the stream, because not only are we going to see Broke Boys Club battle it out with Sacred Scaddy, but we're also going to see Savage Huntsman later on go up against EZR Bookie. So guys, don't forget to stay tuned for that and wait for that match. But right now, we are going to take a look at the lineup of BBC in just a couple of seconds. Now, this team, they've improved so much since the last time we've seen them. They're the rising stars of the competition, and Josh is definitely one of those players that you have to watch out for. And right now, you're gonna see the lineup. It's gonna be Young J, Jello, Josh, Seven, Zeman, and Static going up as the Broke Boys Club.
7 leading the team with the average eliminations as well as the KD average with a 1.52 KD. The rest of the team members are pretty decent as well with their performance, except for Jello, who is down in the dumps a tad bit. The only one within the squad of Broke Boys Club who has a negative KD. Everybody else doing well, but that doesn't mean Jello has not been playing his part. Jello is the objective player for this side of Broke Boys alongside Z-Man. You can always find him on the objective, and he plays the risky gunfights, and that has kind of brought him to a downward performance in terms of sustaining his life out there on the battlefield. But we cannot ignore how many of those points he has gotten in the squad whenever he steps on into a objective matchup in respawn of hardpoint or control. But you know, you can pretty much say the exact same for the list of opponents, because he has got a mirror image in Chroma on the opposite side.
Definitely. And now we have to watch out for which of these players are going to pop out. As you said, they are definitely getting better and better each time. But again, Scaddy is enter the scene about the same time as the Broke Boys Club, but they're definitely a team that has a little bit more structure, a little bit more build to them, as they have Sisco, but not only Cisco, as they also have Tokyo and Chroma, who are such solid players, have a lot of experience in the competitive scene, and right now they've built a team that can definitely be one of the great ones in the future.
Let's see if or not the lineup of Freezy, Tokyo, Chroma, Mids, Mark, and Cisco can step it up big time in this next matchup. We are expecting them, of course, to go all the way against Broke Boys. It's really tough to anticipate who's going to walk away with the victory, but it is all going to come down to who is playing the better side, who's on form. And we know for a fact Cisco has been. He not only has been phenomenal when it comes to the gunfights and keeping his KD up in the positive, but also dedicating a lot of his time playing the objective. Initially, as we started off the group stage, yes, I did mention Chroma plays the objective fantastically well for Sacred Scatty, but Cisco has got a decent amount of time there as well, matching up to what Freezy can do. And of course, Tokyo has a one step in front of them. That just makes Sacred Scatty a very scary team when you head on into a matchup objective like Hardpoint, where they're going to be scrambling in one after the other. They're great on the gunfights. They can sustain their lives. They're going to be switching back and forth between each other, hopping into the hill as the partners kind of fade off up against other teams like Broke Boys, and that's going to keep them contending the hill for a very, very long time. The only way for Broke Boys to counter a strategy like this is to make sure they dedicate a lot of players into that hill later on. And I believe the first matchup in itself, but actually before we move on there, let's take a quick look here at the head-to-head, Wasabi.
It's going to be Z-Man on the side of Broke Boys Club versus Tokyo on the side of Sacred Scatty. And you can see it right off the bat. Tokyo is going to have a higher KD rating, a higher average kill, and well, less deaths than Z-Man, but also a higher average score. And when it comes to assists, Z-Man is going to be the one helping his teammates a little bit more than Tokyo does. But nonetheless, you can see that Tokyo, when it comes to the kills and the number of deaths that they get and the number of kills that they're able to provide for their team, Tokyo has a way better KD rating than Z-Man does. And that is definitely going to pay off, because not only is he able to do this much damage, but the rest of the team is able to pull their part as well. And on the side of a Broke Boys Club, they have to be able to do the same thing. They have to be able to pull their own weight and step up into the rink with one another.
We've seen the efficacy of Tokyo working those hills very, very well. Currently with an average of 1 minute 43 seconds playing those objectives on Hardpoint. And Z-Man is not too far away. An average of 1 minute 44 seconds. He's averaging 1 second better than Tokyo. So this is going to be a battle, not just in the head-to-head, but out there on the objectives later on as well. We can anticipate heavy firepower from both sides. So when the engagements are looking neck and neck like this, it's going to be dependent hugely on those rotations as well as spawn management, as Hardpoint always focuses on. The one that has got better map mastery as well as a capability of managing those spawns should be able to get the number one spot here by the end of the series. But it's really tough to say exactly who's going to be that one. We haven't really seen them square off against each other in the current roster just yet.
Yep, we haven't seen them go up against each other. So this is going to be the opportunity to see which one of these teams are going to be better. And I think you're right, the maps and modes is going to definitely help us determine this a little bit. And it's going to be up to how they're able to play their strategies in each of these maps. And right now, we finally see the maps that we're going to be going into. We're going to go first into Hacienda, followed by Slums, Raid Takeoff, and finally Tunisia to end the day off. And hopefully we get to see a Game 5, because we haven't seen one so far. And this is one of the series that it's definitely a possibility to see a Game 5.
Hardpoint Summit banned out of the equation here. I'm not too sure why would the Broke Boys want to do that up against Sacred Scatty. The better one to take out of the equation would have been Takeoff. Once again, Sacred Scatty not just beat the team of Powerhouse, but they annihilated them 250 to 123. So in match number 4, that's going to be a huge challenge. And it seems like, of course, Sacred Scatty was the one that picked that map, and we have got the Broke Boys picking the Special Forces side to start off things on. Hacienda, as we kick things off at this hardpoint, well, as far as Scatty is concerned, they have not lost a single hardpoint match. That shows how good they are and how prepared they are moving into this first game.
Yep, they definitely have a good opportunity of winning this hardpoint match as long as they're able to keep up their place. But once again, Hacienda is such an open map, so there's a lot of frags that can be used, and as long as they're able to use that to their advantage, the different characteristics in the map, then they might just be able to take this away from Scadi. But right now, we're gonna take a quick look at the operator skills that each of these teams are going to be using, and as far as I can tell, they're pretty much the same. It's just a matter of who is going to be using who, and just like we said last time, the timing that each of these players decide to pull out these operator skills.
It's all gonna be about the timing. The decision making, of course, is key on any of these games, but if the communication is not strong, if the investment is off by a couple of seconds, if the player investing the operator is out in the open or on the front lines with no backup whatsoever, that waste could cost them the match, because I'm anticipating a close one, just like what it was between Powerhouse and Smart Omega earlier. We noticed a single mistake could definitely cost them the game, and it did. This is one mistake that neither one of these two teams can make. It's going to be a heated one. I'm looking for a match number 5 out of the whole series here. But I think Sacred Scatty, the way they've been playing the competition thus far, they're not looking to drop against anyone, especially against a team like Broke Boys. I mean, against one of the other Titans, I don't think Sacred Scatty will mind too much. And they've been on the upward trend when it comes to the preparation, right? They've been so clean in all of the hard points. Thus far, not a single team has been able to reach the 150-point mark against Sacred Scatty, and that is very impressive.
That is definitely a very, very impressive thing for them to pull off.
Yeah.
But let's see if BBC is going to be able to change the tides here and actually win up against Scadi and take maybe more than 150, maybe even win the map over Scadi in this game.
I am hoping to see a strong fight, but I think the boys on the side of Sacred Scatty are going to be as chill as Zeus, who's sleeping belly up. Broke Boys Club are probably going to have their job cut out for them, unless, of course, we move things into a slower pace match like S&D, where we know Young Jay is going to be stepping up alongside Z-Man as well as Josh. We've seen the way Seven plays these S&Ds as well. The whole team of Broke Boys are just so much more refined when it comes to their S&D plays as opposed to Hardpoint. So it's all going to be in the balance here, and they need to find the victory here, Broke Boys, at Hacienda. Because if this moves into takeoff hardpoint, we know what's going to happen to them. So they can't risk that hardpoint matchup. They need to have one out of the two. So Hacienda is a must for the Broke Boys.
Yep, this is a big game for them right now. If Broke Boys Club is going to be able to win this match, then it's definitely a step up from what they are going to be setting themselves up if they lose this game. So right now, you can see that the players are off heading towards the center of the map where the first hill is going to open up, and they are trying to be able to get those power positions, because this map is so large that you have to be able to control the second floor of this building to be able to get even close to the hill and earn points.
Scatty opening things up well, but Broke Boys finding the break from the side of Backyard, flushing the players of Scatty out of the hill and using that second floor as a great vantage point before hopping on in to play the objective. Mid's gonna miss one great opportunity, and the CBR beams him down. Static with a fantastic play, but in the meantime, Scatty really missing their footing here on this first hill.
Yep, definitely. And right now, you can see that we are actually seeing a really good fight from the side of Broke Boys Club, and they've racked up already 23 kills. But as the time ticks down on the first hill, we are going to start rotating into the second one to the garage, where the players of Scadi have already set up and they've gone for the early rotation. They've already set up and they're ready for the push of Broke Boys Club to come in. And right now, so far, Broke Boys is not able to push in just yet, and Scadi remains to hold down the hill there.
Oh, fantastic hole here by Mids and Tokyo. Jello circles around, finds Sisco, but Mids are on the opposite side, finds an easy frag. Scatty making their way back into this hardpoint matchup to equalize things, but now spawns from the back. This is the open driveway attack coming through from 7 and Gang. They flush on in together. They've got the numbers to overwhelm, and Jello needs to step on in as well from the side of Lobby, and the timing is a tad bit off. Broke Boys find no break as the team of Scatty still holds on to this hill.
Yep, but right now you can see Broke Boys is finally going to get the hill, get a couple points to their side, but it's still a back and forth between them and Scatty for the last couple of seconds of scrap time on this hill. But as I say that, Scatty decides to go in for the early rotations into the third hill, as they know that it's a better fight for them to go in for the next hill than to fight for the last 2 seconds on that last one. But now you can see that it's still a very close game between the two teams. Though Broke Boys Club has a slight lead, about 20 points over Scatty, it's still one that Scatty can definitely make up for if they're able to hold down this hill.
20 points lead at the opening of this hill. Broke Boys had over Scatty. Scatty needs to find their way back in here, but the gunfight's going just one way, and it is the way of the Broke Boys. Scatty struggling, and it is the special forces spawn for the team in blue. They can't find their way up mid. Working the war machine, but the war machine fails as well. They get traded out. Here comes the claw, courtesy of Jello. The CBR4 in the hands of Z-Man. This is just an all-out perfect defense by Broke Boys. Scatty finds no break and barely finds any points here on Warehouse.
Now, this is what we were talking about. We said that Broke Boys Club needs to win this hardpoint match, and they are definitely putting up everything they've got to be able to win it and set themselves up for success. So far, they are getting closer and closer towards that 100-point mark. Scatty about half the points that they have right now, and they are going in for those early rotations. Broke Boys Club are setting up to go in and widen that gap between them and Scatty. And if they're able to continuously do this, continuously keep up the momentum that they have right now, they will definitely be able to end this game quickly.
44 seconds to go. Scatty breaking it with a single pointed attack straight towards the observation from their spawns out of garage. Nobody flanking around from the side of Mana, but it still checks out for the side of Scatty. But is it going to be enough to walk away with the rest of the points here at P3? This is going to be, P4. It's going to be a little bit of a tough fight. As Broke Boys now just angling up the attack from the sides of Docks. They've got 5 players to play around with. 18 more seconds. Stop the bleeding. 2 more players to knock out of the equation. 1 player rotating around from Mana, but 7 is a tad bit slow to the party. And Scatty wins it out on the way to a comeback, narrowing down the gap between the 2 squads.
Scrap time going to side of Scatty as we move back into the first hill, which happens in the middle of the mansion. And right now you can see that it's kind of a fight between the two teams because this hill is so big, it's so large, and there's a lot of places to hide around. So this allows the players to stay alive even if there's an enemy close by. Now it's just a matter of who is going to be able to get enough support to claim the area first, and it looks like Scatty is gonna have the support needed from the team to be able to rack a couple points here and getting closer towards Broke Boys Club, only needing 10 more points to catch up. And if they are able to pull that off, then they will have to go also for the early rotations into the second hill to be able to get the advantage on the game.
And just like that, they are back in business, baby. Scatty making sure they keep this match alive, keeping it neck and neck. 103 to 108. 5 points between the two, and Mids finds the hill once again. What a scrappy game this has turned out to be. It's all out gunfights, early rotation into P2. Coming through courtesy of Broke Boys. We saw this earlier on as well. Scatty did manage to flip things around as they took the spawn away from the driveway, but this time attacking directly from the observation deck. And they do not have a lot of those operators to play around with like what the Broke Boys do.
Definitely. I mean, that's a huge advantage that Broke Boys has right now. If they're able to use it properly and use it to hold down this hill, then they're going to be able to catch up to Scatty. But right now, Scatty's going to be the ones holding down the hill and actually getting the advantage. They have the 230-point mark already. to their side, and they continue to rack up more points. Now it's been a little bit, we see a little bit of a contest from Broke Boys Club, but they're not really able to really capture the point and take it from Scotty just yet. And Cisco pulling out the Gravity Vortex gun is going to block off the entrances, as well as the use of smoke to block the sights of the enemies is going to allow them to get more time on this hill.
They initially did not have the advantage with the operators, but they worked their way up. They won out their gunfights. They had a massive hold on that hill, working through their operators as well. And that has given Scatty enough points to be in the lead, to sacrifice the remaining points to rotate over towards this warehouse. P3 is going to be the money hill for Scatty if they can use it the exact same way as the Broke Boys earlier on. But rotation from Jello, and in his hands the Fennec, going up against player number 2, Mids, and Mids wins out that engagement, and that hill is for Scatty for the time being.
Short time for Scotty on the hill. I mean, that allows them at least to earn a couple more points and put them and widen that gap between them and the Broke Boys Club. But the question is, are they going to be able to maintain this? Because we saw that they got the lead earlier on, but Broke Boys Club was able to catch up, and now they're doing the same thing. Scotty got the hill for a while. They were able to put themselves on top. Right now, Broke Boys is breaking into the hill, trying to get the point and start catching up to Scotty once again. This is such a close match map, 15 points difference every single time, and it's not getting any closer or wider, and that just shows that these players are definitely at par with one another, just one-upping each other time and time around.
A little bit of a mistake there, unfortunately, from Scatty, not playing the flank around mid-manor towards that backyard, but they take a straightforward attack from Special Forces base. And that was easily guessed out by Broke Boys, just focusing all of the attack towards the lounge as well as garden, making the job easier for Broke Boys. Scatty shouldn't be focusing on doing that. But now, spawns from the left-hand side, which should be very easily connected over. Observation deck as they play this. They do have a slight advantage. Operators on activation. Young Jay whipping it out. Jello's claw goes down. Young Jay loses his life as well. Advantage back to Scatty as they down the operators.
Now, match gets even closer as both of the teams at 160 points, and it's just a matter of who's going to be able to claim the hill. But right now, it's going to go to the side of Scatty. 20 seconds scrap time left on this hill, and Broke Boys Club still deciding to go in for the push, trying to get the scrap time as much as possible. But unfortunately, they're not going to be able to get any of it, and that's going to go to the side of Scatty, putting them at 180 points already. Broke Boys Club now have to find a way to get the advantage as they rotate back into the first hill, and they have to be able to find a way to get closer towards that 200-point mark first, because we are getting closer and closer towards the end of this match, and whoever gets the most time in the hill is the one who's setting themselves up for success. And again, there's a lot on the line for Broke Boys Club here, because they don't want to push for a game 4. They need to be able to get this map as soon as possible and win it over Scatty if they can end the game. Like
neck and neck yet again. Broke Boys right in front. Scatty with the break on this reset. Third time on the rotations for hills. Can Scatty walk away with yet another comeback? Earlier on, the operators on the side of Broke Boys were wasted, but they still do have an advantage in terms of points. And now, 2 operators on the side of Scatty to do exactly that. Punish the players on the side of Broke Boys. Run away with this matchup. 15 seconds to go. Can they soak up all of the points? They've got the numbers to do exactly that. But you can see the early rotation and the focus of Broke Boys as well. They don't want P1 anymore. They want to anchor down P2 and slay out Scatty. But is this rotation too early? Has too many of those scraps been picked up here by Scatty? We will see if or not the conversion can happen. Early rotation means a lot here as Broke Boys are controlling 2 spawns at the same time, but their gunfights fail. Chroma steps it up.
Yep, Broke Boys Club, they're able to get their rotations, but unfortunately, they fail when it comes to the gunfights. And right now, Scotty is going to be the ones holding down the hill. And if they're able to time their investments right, they might just be able to get the huge advantage here. But now, as I say that, Broke Boys Club makes the break into the hill. They're able to clear it off, take out all the players of Scotty, and now they're racking up points, trying to catch up to Scotty. But Scotty isn't giving up easily. They are going once again for the rotations back into the hill. Jello pulls out the claw here to clear off the area. but this investment is not really maximized as not much players are going in. But as I say, that Static gets a double kill, and we are going to be neck and neck here.
An insane stand by Broke Boys. Scatty had the split spawns. Scatty could do nothing with the split spawns. The claw was played perfectly by the side of Broke Boys. Even a concuss could not stop them in their tracks. And now just a sliver of hope left here for the Broke Boys before Scatty truly runs away. And therefore they force an early rotation. Anchored down by Static. CBR4 inside of that warehouse. He holds that back line, anticipating yet another single pointed attack from Scatty. And Scatty's gonna execute the exact same play, but Sisco's the only one
God, I made it back in time.
towards backyard. Cisco doesn't even need to make a play, just plays the role of a distractor, and the rest of them.
Am I in 1080p right now? This is 1080p?
They definitely have now the opportunity to close up the game because they only need about 11 more points to end this match. But from the looks of it, they have to be careful because Broke Boys Club is continuously going in for the push, and right now Broke Boys Club is going to be able to get the hill a couple seconds on their side, but not enough to
SCR
catch
Scotty
just yet. Scotty only needs 6 more points to close up the game.
SCR stand
and
for?
let go of that hill, which is probably
They might go to
going to force
next.
them to wait
Did I
until
just see the
next
clock tick
one to be able
backwards?
to close up the match. And just as I say that, time on this hill runs
my
out. Scrap
gosh,
time going
holy.
to the side of Scotty, while Broke Boys Club
Holy,
start
big
retreating
plays,
into
big
the
plays,
next
big
one.
plays.
Now, this is where it's all going to go down to. If Broke Boys Club is going to be able to hold it out,
Oh
they're
my
going to be able to
gosh,
catch
can they
and
hold it?
win against Scotty, but
Can they hold it?
Scotty only
It's
needing
not gonna
2
be
more
easy.
points.
Holy freak.
Has the opportunity to end this
What?
and make a break into
Oh
the
my
hill.
god, he had no
One
ammo
more
either.
point was all it took.
Oh my
Almighty
gosh,
to
are we
pick
gonna
up
see
end
another
the game,
comeback?
but Smarter Mega made one of the greatest comebacks.
Oh my
Can
gosh,
Broke Boys
are
do
we
the
gonna
exact
see
same as
another
well?
one?
Scatty on 248. Broke
There's
Boys on
no
the run of their
way.
lives. This is gonna end right here.
Oh, he's got a
on
100
this
killer.
hill. The bleeding
It
will
doesn't
not
go down
stop them
though.
yet
It doesn't
as
hit the
General
ground.
CBR4
Oh my gosh.
controls the hill.
Scotty, get back
Scatty finds
in.
the break. 2-second
Wow.
finisher. Broke Boys. At least they didn't break their backs trying to get that matchup away. What a fight between the two.
Wow.
And Mids, you almost choked that.
That's crazy.
It was definitely a very, very close game there. But at the end of the day, the players of Scotty were able to close it up. And they did it by outslaying every
just such
single
a tough
player
hard
of
point
Broke
to
Boys
hold.
Club that was in the hill, forcing them to spawn at the opposite end.
If the hunter killer
map,
had
which
dove
gave
into the guy
Scotty
that was
the
around the
time to
corner,
earn
they would've
that
got
2
it.
points that they needed.
Very interesting play by both teams. Very scrappy, and we didn't see either side out.
I believe Control's
smarting
already in ranked.
either one, right? We just saw a very straightforward engagement, hill after hill after hill. They just took whatever spawns the game was
Am I still
giving
getting
them.
view
They
bot
just
in on
rushed them
Trovo?
in.
I am.
Early rotations were a thing
300
for both
viewers.
sides, but
Cisco
I
doing
have
there?
to say,
Cisco's a
Broke
pro.
Boys just didn't manage
Maybe
to
not his
walk
best map,
away
but
with
he had
most of it because
50
they were the ones with the
assists.
majority of those earlier rotations. Couldn't make much of out of it. And even that final
Is there some
rotation
stat I'm not
from
thinking about
P3
where
to
you get
P4
50
could have been done a little bit better. They left 7
Berg
to
ranked
be
you
the
a
only
90 out of
final
100?
player to stop the bleeding. They could have at least
Well,
put
that's
2 more
just
players
not
there
true.
to back them up. Every single
And I
point was
appreciate it.
definitely needed. It could have made the difference. And from that P3 into P4
Dude, he
rotation,
DM'd me
where
and he
7
told me he
got
was gonna
taken
give me a
out, there was
99.
about
What the
6
heck? Why did I
points or
fall?
so earned by Scatty.
Why did I fall from a
and that
99
definitely
down
made
to a
difference
90?
in this game.
That is right. I mean, every point counts.
the heck,
Every
dude?
point puts you closer towards the target goal, and they have to know when to, give up scrap time and
Honestly,
when
BBC
scrap
should've
time
won that.
is
What the
very
freak?
important to get.
Look at those
And I
numbers.
think that's where Sacred Scotty got a little bit of an advantage. They were able to maximize the scrap times they got. They didn't take it for
true.
granted,
Zeke's not
and
lying.
they were really able to close up the
What can
game
I say?
later on. But
Practice
with the
pays
first
off.
map done and dealt
99 to
with,
Raging
we
Cactus.
are
All
going
right,
to be heading
understandable.
into the
I guess I'm
next
not quite
game,
as
which
good as
is
Raging
going to be
Cactus.
in slums.
That's acceptable, I
Slums.
suppose.
Sacred Scatty took an L against Powerhouse. 5
I don't know
to
what
7.
Nelly's
They
doing.
lost that matchup.
She's not
Broke Boys
asleep.
Club, on the other hand, are not
she's also
super
not fussing.
efficient at this map. Smarter Mega did manage to bag them. 4 to 7 was that score line. They did, of course, manage to take away those 4 rounds.
Yes, Chad, I saw
but
for it gave
nothing
me a
to
90 out of
scream about.
100.
Both
I'll
teams
react to it
know the
after the-
rotations.
after
Both
the match.
teams have got great mastery of this map, but Cisco loves slumps. And it's an S for S, and Cisco should be
Yeah,
able
chat, I
to
don't know-
deliver
I don't
once
know what's
again,
happening on
as
Trovo.
he always does. But it's going to go down to the wire here. Which team
But I'm
plays
getting
it
in
a
trouble for that, 'cause
little
it's not
bit
my
more
fault.
strategically? And of course, the attackers have the advantage. So the defenders here, they need to make sure they play an aggressive enough match to make sure the attackers don't get into those bomb sites early. And we've seen that strategy work out for not one, but many a team so far.
Yep, and they also have to be
I don't
able
know
to
what
get those
Nelly's doing
early
right
picks,
now.
Yeah.
not play too aggressively. I mean, you
You're
know
surprised
the
after
map
watching my
slumps.
snipes?
That center area is so open that you have to be
Did he
very
react to
careful
the clip
all
of me
the snipers
wallbanging him
that
on
could be
firing or
right
on
around the
Crossfire?
corner,
That was my
watching
only
for you
request
to
that I gave
peek
him.
at an angle, and that's why like you have to be able to play for those picks. You have to be able to take down your opponent's sniper before you go into that area.
Let's see if or not the boys are going to be able to do exactly that. I know for a fact Young Jay will be back on the snipes, and this guy
Now
should
he's
be able
about
to
to
rock it
start
all the way.
trying to crawl
Josh
out of the
and
crib,
Seven,
which is gonna make
the
life
very
very
dependable
difficult.
players on S&D slumps. A comfort pick for both sides, actually. It's all going to be dependent on, like you said, those early
Oh,
engagements.
slumps.
Wasabi.
And right now we can see that's exactly what's
Nobody in
happening.
NA plays
The Broke
slumps.
Boys Club, a lot of them fall early on, now making it a 2v3 situation in favor of Scaddy.
Which honestly,
and in a
I do
matter
not
of
hate.
seconds,
What the
round
frick?
is done.
That was that speed run.
Speed run through the first round, and Scaddy
That
wins it
was
out.
a speed
Fantastic
run.
showing by Tokyo as he hits the double. Sisco Chroma mark, finding a way to make their mark in that first round. And Broke Boys, they are on the attack. We expected an aggressive defense. I asked for it. I got exactly that. But the attackers should have been playing that a tad bit
Whoa,
slower.
whoa,
But it's the kind of rock, paper,
whoa,
scissors you
whoa.
play
Chill,
in
chill,
matches
chill.
like this. They know that pushing in towards the bomb site is way too
Nelly,
risky.
go
They
to
slow
sleep,
the pace
go to
down.
sleep, go to
They
sleep.
sustain their lives a tad bit longer. Young Jay, the moment he finds his opening frag, that's going to be the marker for them to move on in.
Talking about Bobby Snipes,
Yep,
understandable.
And right now you can see that Young Jay gets a headshot on Sisco. Big play with the sniper there. That's going to open things up for them a little bit. Getting
Dang it, I missed
another
it.
one just like that, and you
Frick,
can
man.
see already how powerful the snipes of Young Jay is.
Oh my gosh,
Three in a
Young
row.
Jay.
Just
Yo,
taking
give him the
down
ace.
every single
No,
player that he comes into
static.
contact with, and now
fine, I
Scaddy is
guess.
down to the last player.
Team game.
Chroma here has to stay alive against 4 players on the side of Broke Boys Club if he wants to be able to win this round.
Young
Yeah,
Jay
but
with
I
the
don't think
triple.
Nelly's gonna
Z-Man
go back to sleep.
finds the plant. Chroma, as he slowly wraps around, you can see the positioning from the side of Broke Boys. A little bit too good. Young Jay watching their backs and finds the quadra on round 2. Fantastic setup. And Young Jay, each and every single angle, rewarding him with the kill.
Yep, I mean, you know, he is just so deadly with that sniper, and he knows it, and he knows how to play it, how to use those sneaky angles to his
All right, Young
advantage to be
Jay,
able to get
do we-
those
what-
kills early on. And right now, we can see Freezy
Did he
here
not even start
going
with the
for
sniper?
a relatively
Why are we
aggressive
switching
push
to
as he
AR
goes
after that?
towards enemy borderlines, but not crossing it just
do you
yet. Right around the corner, a stack of enemies, opponents waiting for him, and he is not pushing just
Alright.
yet. Now
Well,
the game
Nelly's
is
not
slowing
going to
down
sleep.
a
I
little
gotta go
bit
get her.
as both of these teams are at a tie, and they want to be able to even out the playing field. Now things slow down, and they are looking to be able to get a pick to get a better advantage here before finally going in for the push. Right now, you can see the players of Broke Boys Club. They're just trying to look for the players of Scotty, but they're nowhere to be found.
Slow pace. They're going to be depending on Young Jay once again. Cali sticks in hand. Z-Man. Easy one, and the concuss does find one Chroma flash, but finds Z-Man either way. Trade comes on through. Freezy down on the ground. Sisco for the clutch in a 1v4. Oi? What?
Ooh.
7, come on.
Well, that was quite an unfortunate one, but right now we can see Sisco is the last player on the side of Scaddy, while Broke Boys Club still having 3 on their side. The bomb gets planted over at that B side, which means Sisco with the locus at hand has to be able to find a way to knock those players, pick them off one by one without going too aggressive, because if he goes in close there, he's gonna get spotted by all the players that are watching these angles. And right now, 14 seconds left. Unfortunately, gets faced by two players and knocked out. Just like that, 2 points going to the side of a Broke Boys Club.
A flying finisher by Static. Broke Boys turning around the pace of this game little by little. All started off with Young Jay. And it has to continue with Young Jay. Can he deliver yet again? Concuss sent on in, but it's a push straight on towards statues. What a attacking side of Broke Boys this time round. They catch Scatty with their pants down and they punish. And now a 2v5. Sisco and Mark, the two snipers of Scatty. They've got to pull this off somehow.
They definitely have to find a way to turn things around because Broke Boys Club is definitely stepping up their game. And now the bomb gets planted over at the B site, which makes and forces Paddy to play a little bit more risky right now. But Sisco is going to be able to take one down, making it a slightly less of a hard curve up. But right now, he needs to be able to get this kill. He sees Z-Man right
Won't be
there
able to get a
behind the
kill
bomb,
shot
but
from
not
that
able
angle
to line
anyway.
up the shots just yet as he holds
Oh,
head
nasty
miss.
heady.
And now we're going to be down to 1v1 between Sisco and
Ooh,
Young
no
Jay.
time.
8 seconds left on the clock,
try.
and unfortunately, Sisco
Good try.
can't
So
line
they
up
do
his
still rock
shots,
with the ground
and
Garena, huh?
the round win is going to go to the side of Broke Boys Club once again.
Young Jay striking yet again. 3 from that
was a
round.
crazy one.
Can he find more? Pretty sure
Crazy,
the answer is
crazy.
yes. And it was a massively
Oh,
aggressive
Roy.
round.
Oh my-
Young
okay,
Jay, early
psychos.
access this time. Delivers yet again. Growl on the play. This
doesn't
time
read the-
finds 3 players out of the
No
open.
kill?
Tags up both,
Oh,
but Mark turns
brother.
on him. Chroma, slow push, finds the
Oh,
bomb site.
brother.
Spot 7
Oh
as well.
my,
The
no
backup
way.
is strong as 7
Oh
finds
my
the tag.
holy
Tokyo trading out
chaos.
Static.
All
7
right.
out of the bomb
All right.
site and back in towards Broken in a 2v3. Very smart retreat
Okie
from both
dokie.
boys.
Yep, a good retreat. I mean, they are down a player, and now they're down to 1 player.
BBC
so
better
it's
at
better
S&D.
if they play this a little bit more passively. But 7
Tough
gets
to say.
spotted.
How
he gets
did he
a
win
kill on
that?
Tokyo even with just 1 HP left. But right now, you can see he's running for his life because that's a location, that's information
Gets all the way
given to the
back.
side of Scatty on where
Make a 1v3
7
happen right
might
here, huh?
be. Now down to a 1v2 situation with 7 holding the bomb. He has to be able to get a
Why
kill
are
on
we
either
taking that
Sisco or Mark
shot?
to be able to have an even
Oh,
play.
that was just not. That was not it.
7 fighting the
not
clutch.
it?
I mean, it looked so doable earlier. A 5v2, and then all of a sudden now, 7's all alone. All out sniper battle, perhaps. 7 switching out of the locus. Trying to
Oh,
challenge
picked up a
Sisco
sniper though.
at his prime. Can 7 walk away with a good one here? The 2 players from the
Okay.
side of Scatty not aggressing to either side of the bomb sites. They know they can play perfect retake. 7's not going
They're
for the
gonna
plant
let it
just yet. He
plant.
wants to go on the hunt. Sisco out in the open. It's all about the timing. Cisco misses him.
Timing.
7 hears the shots.
Holy.
Cisco no trigger discipline, but 7 knowing exactly where he is wants to play the objective instead.
I mean, there's
How
12
do they
seconds
play
left on the
this?
clock, so he definitely has to plant that bomb eventually
gosh, he's
to
gonna be
get
able to
that
wrap
nice
it.
extension. And now he's going to be able to plant the bomb
they hop
down,
the bomb, though.
which gives him a little more leeway here. And he's
Oh
going to be
my.
able to get one on
And now he's left
Cisco.
guessing.
Now
Oh
down
my
to
gosh.
1v1, 7 versus
The
Mark.
way he
Mark
hops the
has
bomb there.
damage on him, so now would have been a good time to push, but he plays for a little
Oh,
more
he's gonna
time.
hop it.
Mark going in for the defuse, but 7, the timing
7,
is perfect. He's going to be able to get the kill.
Oh my
And that's
gosh.
another round win for the
That
side
was
of
actually
Broke Boys Club.
really
Beautiful
nice.
clutch in a 1v2.
Wow, that's huge.
Versus 2 snipers picking up that locust
That's
fist,
crazy.
giving him an extra bit of advantage, not playing it carelessly.
That
Getting
was about as
information of the
perfectly
player's
as he could have
fist
played
as
that.
to
That
where
was
they're stacked,
impressive.
so he knows where to anticipate the attack from once he plays that objective. Plants the bomb.
That was
angles it down,
pretty
punishes
clean.
Cisco. Beautiful play, 7. Smart gameplay.
What a
Yep,
spot,
and right
huh?
now you can see that they are
Well, not
slowing
exactly
things
where we
down
wanted to
as
go.
Broke Boys Club starts getting closer towards that target
exactly
score of
where you
7
wanted it.
points. Scaddy has to find a way to change up their strategy.
7.
Cisco's going to be able to get a wall bang there, which makes it a 4v5.
Cisco looking for the
Cisco,
regain.
Scaddy now has a numbers advantage, but the question is, are
Might
they going to
actually
be
be a
able
good
to pull this
series.
one off?
One man
Really
down.
hoping Nelly was just
The
going to go to
pace
sleep.
gets slowed a tad bit. Very
Is that a wallbang spot?
conservative
What?
defense here from Scatty.
Where does that
Keeping their
go?
lines back within their own compound.
I will say Cisco
This
is
is a little
going
bit
demon
beyond the
time when I
spawn. They
spectated
do
him the
have a
other
little
day.
bit of control defensively over A. B is not super open. Mark has got his scopes.
Wait,
eyeing
did
for
Cisco
that access
hit a
towards
wall
B.
bang
Can be
before
opened
that?
up with a couple of concussions.
Did he hit one before that? Oh, that's where it was.
Getting closer towards
That's why he
that
kept going
target
for
score of
it.
7
Oh my
points.
gosh.
Scaddy has to find a way to change up
Wow.
their strategy. Cisco's going to be
Oh,
able
I
to get
didn't
the
even
wall
realize
bang
that
there,
he did
which
that.
makes it a 4 to definitely be a
That's
bloodbath. Right now, the
crazy.
bomb's getting
Oi.
planted over at the east side. Unfortunately, they get spotted and the plant doesn't come true just yet. Now, this is Scaddy's
There's the
opportunity
bounce
to
back
win a
round.
round.
Wait.
Youngjae getting a double
Young
kill
Jay just
there
got two.
and
I
making
thought
it
that was
down to
Scotty
a
getting kills.
1v3,
Okay,
and
there it is.
unfortunately, Freezy. Youngjae is going to
There
get
it
taken down by
is.
Freezy,
Okay.
and that's going to be a round win for the side of Scaddy, finally breaking the momentum of Broke Boys Club.
Young Jay almost pulled it off again. But put that growl down, son. We want to see some fantastic snipes. Yet again, Young
What are
Jay
people arguing about?
on the defense this time. Scatty and squad with the bomb. This is going to be a tough one, but Z-Man finds the
did
first, and
Cisco
Young Jay
1v4?
follows it up.
Wait, what?
Cisco down.
He said
5v3.
Cisco 1v4
The
at
attackers are
1-1.
nerfed instantly.
Yep, and now we can see they are trying their best to stay alive. Scotty down to 2 players left. It's going to be a very difficult play for them, but 3 players left, but it's going to be still a very difficult play for them as they face up 5 players on the side of Broke Boys Club.
Young
Josh
Jay's
trying
got
to get the wall down here,
12.
shooting at trying to get the random shot, but
Brother.
unfortunately it's not lining up just yet, and they're slowing things down a lot more here.
Well, I know
Tactical
FFA
play
are
by
in
the
your top
attacking
10.
team, knowing they're down in lives.
I don't think it's a top
Trying to
10
spot
gun.
out the players. Over at the bomb site, Z-Man does get tagged.
Are
No
suppressors
follow-up to
overrated?
shut him out of the equation just
No,
yet.
they have a
Out in
very
the open towards
intentional
statues,
purpose.
backed up by Static and his Fennec. This is going to be a very difficult access.
But you
14
also
Scatty,
don't need
Chroma
to
and the
run it like
CBR4.
100% of the time.
Tokyo
you know?
needs to back away, and 7 finds Tokyo.
Ladies and
Before he
gentlemen,
can do that, Mark finds the trade.
Ladies and gentlemen,
7 taken out, quick scope. Young Jay shut down. Chroma finds one. Chroma out though. Mark in a 1v2. Can he find this clutch? Bomb down on the ground. The 2 players retreat towards B.
Yep, and now Mark is the last one alive with the Locust at hand. He has to be able to get that bomb, which the players of Broke Boys Club is watching. And he has to be absolutely careful here as he turns the corner. But no player spots him just yet. He's going to be able to get that bomb, but unfortunately not the plant. And there you have it. Broke Boys Club reaching 5 points already, while Scaddy's still at 2.
I didn't expect him to pick up the bomb and just run out of the open like that, because positions
People-
were
It's funny because I asked
unfortunately obvious.
last
Good
season. I
play,
asked
good positioning
if the
from
ground should be top 10.
side of
Or I put my top
Broke
10 on
Boys.
Twitter.
Z-Man finding
Asked
early
for
tags.
feedback,
No
and
finisher
everybody,
coming on
I
through
put the
just
ground
yet.
at like
Tokyo
9 or
all
10.
tagged
Everybody's
up.
like,
Grenades
no,
not
ground's
gonna
not
find the
top
connection.
10.
Good trophy play.
Now all
Chroma
the
down.
top comments
Static stepping up as well, but
on
the
my
trades come
YouTube
back
comment
through.
section
Z-Man
are,
getting
Bobby,
the
why
second.
don't you have the
Freezy
ground in the
stepping it
top
up
10?
by
I'm like,
trading out 7. Josh all alone for the side of Broke Boys.
Seriously?
Can he find the clutch
Seriously?
against Mark and Freezy? Freezy with the bomb. Slowly circling around. This plant is just going to pile on more pressure onto Josh.
Yep, a
BBC
lot
kinda
of
running
more
away with it, huh?
pressure onto
What
Josh.
the
But
frick
right now,
was that
Josh
shot?
is going to be
Oh,
able to even
brother.
out the playing field.
Oh,
as he
hit
takes
marker.
down Mark. Spots Freezy,
Oh my
gets
God.
the hit marker. Freezy down.
Oh,
But,
Freezy.
Josh, unfortunately, not able to line up the shots. He's going to get
Sprint
taken
to
down
fire
there as
too
well.
quick.
And that's going to be another round win for the side of Scaddy. Now at
Crazy.
3 points, while Broke Boys Club up at 5.
Bobby, can you commentate? Their
In order for
commentary
Scatty
ain't
to take this,
official.
They just need to deal with the heavy-hitted
Nah.
Young Jay. Cisco
I
needs
don't,
to
got
step
the,
up.
I don't have the time
Josh
to commentate the
slowly
full thing.
started
Is
to
it
get Scary
is it
as well.
Mustachio and
Finding the trade,
Wasabi
Z-Man
commentating
Static both put
the
down.
entire
But
day
Josh
one?
and Young Jay still alive and kicking.
Crazy
This
if
is gonna
so.
make it a tad bit more difficult as I say that Cisco
Double
works
COD
on
Mobile
Young Jay.
tournaments and only having 2 casters, you know?
2v4. Cisco really low, backs away, leaves Chroma to finish off the
Mustachio
job.
has more
Not
energy
circling
than I
around.
could ever
Secondary
have.
played fantastically
Whoa,
well.
whoa,
Locust does
whoa.
not hit the mark.
1v1.
In a 1v1, Chroma finds the finisher
Couple big
and Scatty
clutches
stays
for
alive.
Scatty.
Scaddy really starting to step up their game now. Finally, seeing more fight from them. As they
Listen, I've been
slowly
forced into
surely
retirement,
catch
so
up the score
I'm no
of Broke
longer
Boys
a
Club.
commentator.
And
R.I.P.
now we are actually getting closer and closer. Broke Boys Club, they've been at 5 points for a while now and not really able to break
R.I.P.
and end the game at 7. But Scotty
The
on
end of an
other hand,
era.
They've stepped up their game. They've learned to adjust.
No
to
narcs in the grand finals.
Broke Boys Club, and they're
No
doing
tech in the
better
grand
at catching
finals.
up and keeping up with Broke
No
Boys.
Bobby
Vincent
commentates.
Chroma doesn't get punished.
GG's,
Sisco,
dude.
Long rotation round. He's gonna meet Josh, and he's second now. Timing's gonna be key. here.
Listen, if they
Watch
want me
this
to
as
watch
well.
party
Josh could pull off the craziest play.
instead of
From
casting, I'm
Sisco.
okay with that.
Chroma trades him out, though.
But if
He
Verdict
knows
doesn't get
exactly
my
where the
spot,
bomb
I'm
is.
gonna be
And
pissed.
now, the defenders do have
Like, if
the
they
upper
bring in
hand.
some random who
Number
doesn't know
square
COD Mobile
positioning.
instead of
And one player
Verdict,
can make this all turn around, and
I'ma
that's where
actually
Sisco
say
goes
something,
backing around
you
from the
know?
right-hand side, straight up towards Memorial, towards B. He's gonna match off against Z-Man and his switchblade. Heady played. CBR4 backs away. Smart play by Tokyo.
Now we can see a 3v2 situation between these.
is the
two
fact that
teams.
Verdict
Broke
has
Boys
not
Club
gotten an
have
actual
back
casting
Chroma
spot
here
yet
on the
is
head glitch, spots a player,
just
but
a
not able to
straight up
secure the
travesty.
kill just yet. And Static backs away, knowing that there's players waiting for him there, and that
That's
it's
the
not
goal,
the right
Shafi, but I
time
would
to
rather
push.
Verdict
He
get a
decides
spot
to back away,
casting.
going towards the rest of
Like,
his team who are at that A site, and now the players of Scadi are free to plant the bomb at the
the
B
man
site.
deserves
But the
to
question
get
is,
paid
are
to
they going
cast.
put it down, knowing that the players of Broke Boys Club is right around the corner, and Chroma gets the
Yes,
easy
ZZ
plant
is now
down,
Powerhouse.
and now we wait for the players of Broke Boys Club to go in for the push.
Opportunity is there. Numbers advantage. All about.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be watch partying stage 5
Rotation around. Tokyo
and not
suspects
casting.
this, but the timing's just
There's
not on his
too
side.
much stuff.
Long time.
Way too
Young
much
Jay
happening in
put it
stage
down
5
to
to
the
only have
ground.
2
Chroma
casters.
can
You
badly
can't do the
get
2
away.
caster thing again.
Beautiful take by Young Jay.
It needs to be
Broke
minimum
Boys
4
match point.
casters. If Verdict is not one of those casters,
They are now at match point, which means
we will
things
riot.
are going to get even spicier here, because this is the last opportunity for Scadi to catch up to Broke Boys Club. And on the other hand, Broke
I would
Boys
love
Club
for Day to be
is
one of the
the
casters too,
opportunity to end
but
the
first
game
spot has to
right
go to
now
Verdict
and
because that man's been
potentially
grinding
win a map from
EU
Scadi.
and
If they
NA
close up this
for the
round,
last
then it's going to
at
be
least year and a half
way
straight,
easier
maybe
for
more.
them
I
to
can't even
later
remember
on.
at this
But for
point.
now, we are going to see they're spreading out towards their respective areas. No one going in for aggressive pushing just yet. Josh Part 1 lines up the kill to get Sisco out of the equation. And now we are going to be down to a 4v5 situation.
I'm
Mommy
sorry,
shift
Sisco.
Verdict and
That was
Puckett.
too funny. Both of them lined
You
up.
like
Josh
let Puckett
gets
be
the first
host.
one.
I don't think
The
Puckett
advantage
wants to
of
do
the second
commentary.
Sisco, the unfortunate sacrificial lamb in that shot.
If Verdict
Match
did Day
point
as one of the
conversion.
duos,
Opportunity for the Broke Boys. That's all gonna
Easy
be dependent
peasy.
on Scatty if we're not Broke Boys pull that
Quit
off.
bringing
Conversion
in
from the match point
random
into game
challengers
is gonna be
casters who
dependent on whether or not this
don't know
ball
anything
can
about the
be
game, you know?
aided.
Did Sisco do something? Did I miss
Three
something?
players on the stack. If Freezy finds the trade near broken, if he can shut down either Seven or Young J, that might just drag the defenders. of
Wait,
Broke
you're not a
Boys
caster
towards
stage
A
5?
instead and open up the
From
B-bomb
from
site.
my understanding, I will probably be watch partying stage
They
5.
have to be able to play this right. I mean, Freezy has to be able to get one of those kills, but he's saying no here, as if he could hear us.
I have
and
top
he's
tier
not
React
going for the
content for
push
you. There's
yet.
some hacker in
But
COD
right
M
now we can
that
see
can
that the
extract your
players are
personal
slowing
info.
down their pace,
What?
as they know that there's a lot on the line right now. Josh here trying to get a wall bang, but shots not lining up just yet, as there's no player behind that wall. And well, as we see right now, smoke is going to come through, which gives the players of Scadi an opportunity to push towards a B side and go in for the plant, as they have this.
Hire the caster who called a nuke a pred. True.
And right now, Z-Man
S tier casting.
going
What the
aggressive
frick
with
was
A
that
side.
play? What is
Unfortunately,
happening
pays
right now?
for it.
Oh,
And now
Chroma.
down to a 1v2
Little flicky.
and
Little snappy,
trying to
huh?
take that
1v1?
is Freezy, and Seven, the last one's alive.
Seven, don't mess this up, man. Ay, ay, ay.
Easy kill. Is this
Grenade
OT?
in hand. Boy could
Or no?
do nothing. As
No,
he
it
gets
was
straight
4-6. What am I
down to the
saying?
ground. No clutch, no conversion. Scatty prevents it.
Your watch party's fun, but I wanted to see you
Sisco
cast. Yeah.
is Finally able to breathe. His
Unfortunately, it's not really my decision.
Sisco, time to shine, Rice boy.
I kind of would have rather casted, but
This is his last opportunity, unless they try to push for overtime. But for now, they want
Oy.
to make the most out of it. And now you can see the Freezy here going for a very aggressive play, is going pushing towards a B side.
an Insta video about it. The hacker matched up against him, and he knew very specific details about everyone in the
We're
lobby.
going to be down to 2v4 here. Scroma plants his bomb at that A side,
Interesting.
and we are gonna see Josh and Static left to clutch this up.
Great comeback here by Scatty. Beautiful push towards his A bomb site, clearing out the hull as well. Josh gonna find a double as Static nails down Tokyo in a 2v2. The diffuser
How much do you
here
get for
is possible.
casting?
One fake quick score.
I get more for
Mark
watch
connected
partying.
Mark with the double.
Because content always pays better than that type of stuff. But even with that being the case,
It seems that overtime
just doesn't hit the same when you're not casting, you know?
It's definitely going down to the line. Broke Boys Club, unfortunately, they had 2 opportunities to close up the game, but they weren't.
Watch
able
partying's
to
fun,
do
but
so.
casting hits
And now
different.
Scally
Especially when you've
is
done it every year
starting to
since
show that their fight.
2020.
They're starting to rack up and show the aggression that they have in their team, and they are not going to make this an easy one for Broke Boys Club.
Oh, an
Shout out to
HP.
the YouTube chat making me laugh all throughout this matchup. But I'm gonna focus, okay? Z-Man with the plant. Mark finds the finisher, and 7 with a god.
You try doing an IRL watch party where you're in the crowd? I'm gonna try to do an IRL watch party, but I don't think I would be in the crowd. That would be a little too chaotic.
Is he gonna be caught out?
A little
just
too
yet?
crazy.
As Static circles around 7, shows himself
1v3
great
time.
rate off that shot, finds
1v3
Mark's position,
time for
doesn't
Mark.
get nailed
14
down.
kills
In a
on the board.
1v3, this is gonna be a tough defense for Mark.
Ooh, gets the flash.
Now, Mark's the
Ooh,
last
sees
player
him.
alive, but
Wait,
gonna
he's
be
up top.
relying
Oh, he
on
doesn't
one of
know.
his shots and then
Wait, no way he
Two,
1v3s this.
1v7,
He's got
and
15
now
seconds.
1v1, 14 seconds
Reload
left
goes
in the
through.
clock,
Wait,
but
he can have the bomb.
Static is still so far away.
There's no
He's
way.
able to get rid of
Mark!
the defuse, but unfortunately,
Oh
the shots
no,
just
he
line up
had
as
it.
and he's
He
gonna
had
risk
the
it. Unfortunately, it's
chance.
not a good play, and he gets knocked out there. That's gonna be a point to the side of Broke Boys Club, and it's 6-7 now.
I hate that sound. Jang, 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 jang. It just means more pressure.
They did Mustachio dirty last year. I mean, realistically,
It's all going to be dependent on whether or not they can stop a massive attack yet again from Scatty, who tries to push
like
in
people,
towards B this
I don't
time.
know.
Oh my lord, an aggressive one from Broke
I don't
Boys
think
instead.
they-
Static Z-Man, Young J,
I
all
just
by
don't
one
think they
player
really
each
look
other.
a whole lot
Sisco,
at COD
final
Mobile
player,
people
can't do much, and he does take down
when it comes to
Static.
casting.
Lifeline
Like obviously they
14
did like
Scatty. In a
years 1 and 2 for me and Beef Mommy, but
Direct
since then they
line.
haven't picked up any new
Sisco
COD Mobile
outplaying
people.
them, but they were going for the melees though. Young J finds the boxing glove finisher. 8-6. Broke Boys broke Scatty.
Why is QQ9 not in Top
Finally
Gun's
able to
list?
close up
His
the
stats
game.
on
I
duty
mean, they
told me
had
it wasn't a Top
several
Gun.
opportunities to do so,
Broke
and they finally
Boys.
did it now.
Tied it up.
As long as they didn't lose
1-1.
that game to Scaddy, especially since they had the advantage very early on, then it's a win for me. And looks like they are pretty happy about it as well. And well, AJ, I think that just means we are going to be going into a game 4 at the very least.
I mean, beautiful opportunity converted here by Broke Boys. They kept the pace up, and as anticipated, Young J was gonna be a threat in those S&Ds, and he most definitely was. 17 frags.
That's
but
a
check
lot of
out
kills
7
in a
right
search and
behind him
destroy.
with the
Good lord.
16. That was just a little uncontrollable. Sacred Scatty
Mark
really
was
couldn't
going
keep
crazy
up
with
the
it.
Broke Boys this time, but they tried their best. And Sisco
Bobby's
woke up
number
in
one
a
gun,
couple of those
the
rounds, but
LK.
just couldn't match up against Young J. The other players on the other side, though, especially Mark, he managed to keep.
Could
those
send you the
numbers
video on
down,
Insta?
keep it
Yeah,
even.
you can go
They
ahead and
pushed
send
into
it. I don't know that I'll
overtime.
watch it
The
today,
Broke
but
Boys
at some point.
found that finisher in a very aggressive manner, especially in that final round.
Yep, and you know, you have to take a look here. Young J popping off with 17 kills to his name and 7 with 16 as well. And the rest of the team not doing bad as well. They have a lot of kills, they have a lot of plays, but we really saw a lot of highlights for Young J in this game specifically.
Oh, this is the kind of series I absolutely love. Sacred Scatty taking on Broke Boys. Do we get a game number 5 here? Like you said, game number 4 is a guarantee. And if Scatty drops the ball in control, a game number 5 might just be on the line. Let's see if or not that happens. And why do I say game number 5? Because as anticipated earlier on, we do expect Scatty to really run away with that takeoff match. I'm not too sure what is gonna happen of this game, but if, of course, the Broke Boys do turn things around their head and manages to pull away a gentleman sweep on Scatty, that's gonna be a shocker. Either way, this is the kind of series we all live for.
Yep, definitely. This is going to be a very, very close series. I mean, Hardpoint off by 7 points. Search and Destroy, we went into overtime and Control is for sure going to be a close one as well.
Yeah.
But again, as AJ was saying, Takeoff is expected to be either one-sided towards Scadi or slightly close for both of the teams, with Scadi still taking the win. So let's just see if they're really able to push this to a game 5.
I mean, it was a fantastic SND. I want to see another SND just because of that, right? Slums was amazing. We'll take it into Tunisia later on, providing, of course, the next match is won by the Broke Boys. Slums was a fantastic one. They desperately need raid. We know what to expect at Takeoff. Once again, for those who are not aware, Powerhouse got taken down by Sacred Scatty 250 to 123 at Takeoff. And that's impossible, yet made possible by Scatty. And I'm afraid if Broke Boys do step into that map, they might just get ruined. But of course, it will be a absolute delight to see them walk in and smash Scatty at a map where they're confident on as well. This has just been the series which has gotten my energy levels up a notch, and I wanted to stay exactly that way.
Yep, it's getting very, very interesting right now. And for sure, this Control match is going to be the determiner if we're going to see that game 5.
Yeah.
Or were we going to stay on a game 6. But right now, we're not going to keep you guys waiting any longer. We're going to go straight into the map as we head into the Control match, where right now, Broke Boys Club is going to be the ones on the defending side and Scatty on the attacking.
Defenders, Broke Boys, attacking team of Scatty, aiming for a fist. They send all 5 players towards the objective. One main player locking it down, another at swimming pools. One's taking care of open stairs, one spawning from the back. Spawn trap by team in blue. Broke Boys going for the juggernaut instant shutdown on team Scatty.
Now you can see that they are pretty much even here, but Scaddy is going to be able to get 2 segments on that A side so far. And right now we can see that the players of the side of Broke Boys Club have a really good hold on that A side here. They're not really trying to give it up just yet. They know that Scatty is going to try to fight for it. But as I say, that Scatty rotates their men into the B side, trying to go in for that area instead and catch the players of Broke Boys Club off guard. And here you can see that Broke Boys starting to move their manpower towards that side as well. And it's going to be quite a back and forth, but Scatty remains to have way more respawns than Broke Boys Club.
Did he react to Ferg rating him on his current stream? Not yet.
Backfired. Broke Boys Club losing the plot here as they pushed in for that spawn trap. They had a couple of segments lost. B got fully captured. Scatty.
Yo, Jello's got some nice hair, I can't lie.
Run around the map doing whatever they were doing so that they can have an easy pathway towards the end. But the lives almost equal. Broke Boys just need to be a little bit more concise with how they execute this. Setting up a spawn trap is very risky. They do lose the lives, but that's what you want to keep up upon Scatty. Keep that pressure up to make sure they don't sneak around.
Yep, and now the players of Scatty, they do have a numbers advantage here. But Broke Boys
Mids, where's the kills, dude?
Life deficit is not much, and they can definitely make up for that.
Freezy should be dead, but he's not.
The players of Scatty, on the other hand, they're playing that objective. They're going into the A side, trying to capture that segment.
Do you prefer LK over HVK and S&D? No, HVK is definitely a better S&D AR.
Right now, they also have enough lives to play a little
much better for 1v1 gunfights. Kilo is just better at longer range and for multiple gunfights.
Scatty still can't find the finisher yet. Broke Boys breaking their backs to play a good game of defense. Mids, interesting investment coming through with the wall machine from afar. He tries to take the strike, open stats, nails Z-Man down.
I can't believe he just said that.
Trade onto Chroma, but Mids working them well with this.
I don't know if that was intentional, but
2 more opportunities, misses one more, and that's the waste. But 3 more lives left here for the Broke Boys.
Bobby, you look tired. I am tired. I wasn't planning on getting up at 5 a.m.
It's all up to Z-Man and Static now.
Now we turn this game into a search and
LK better without any blueprints? No, HVK base is way better than LK base.
Unfortunately, not in a good position. They have only 1 player left, and the players of Scatty decide to play the objective, capture the point, and they win.
Okay, Nelly.
Round of control with a huge dominance, I might say, and they really didn't give Broke Boys Club a good chance there of winning that round.
1 to 5 lives. Broke Boys did decently well, but I agree with you. Scatty did play that very, very well as well. The defense this time around for Scatty. Broke Boys. Oh, instant shutdown towards B, sending in 3 objective players. But Pretty nails one down. In the meantime, Young J and Static still stepping it up, and they have got perfect control over at square center. 4 players fanning out, 2 playing the objective, the other 2 just holding laundry as well as gallery. 1 making sure anybody that comes in for the spawn trap gets shut down, and that's gonna be Jello. Young J with the war machine. Sisco goes down, and B's gonna be captured in record time within this matchup.
Yep, Broke Boys Club able to capture that B site really, really quickly while maintaining their life count up there. And right now you can see that they're starting to move their focus towards that A site, but carefully, because they know that the players of Scadi are watching the corners for them to push towards that A site. And as soon as they get spotted by the players of Scadi, they are going to get taken out. And right now you can see that they are slowly moving. Scadi starting to lose more and more lives as they're down to 24, while Broke Boys Club still has 25. But one thing I noticed is that Broke Boys Club, they still have a lot of their score streaks already. They can pull that out at any moment and just annihilate every single player that's still alive on the side of Scadi if they're able to get their timings right.
Such a concise attacking side of Broke Boys. Managing to stay alive. Pretty much the stack of lives on their side, but Scatty barely engaged as they lost B. And that's very clear. Scatty gave away B so that they can play the perfect defense on A. But is this gonna backfire against them? Spawn trap ensued here by Broke Boys. 3 players on the wraparound. Everybody else fails though on the straightforward attack towards A. 1 life deficit now for Scatty. Jello trying to make that 2. Chroma sneaks away. Grenade sent on in to tease him as well. Chroma stays alive. Jello, not a lot of effective attacks there.
Yep, it's not looking very, very good for him. But, you know, the rest of this team's doing pretty well. And now you can see that they are trying to corner and capture the players of Scadi. But they're not going for the aggressive pushes just yet because they know that it may cost them. And now you can see that Scadi's down to 15 lives left. But Broke Boys Club, they have 16 and they have to capture that A site if they want to be able to win this. Because right now, things are starting to slow down. 25 seconds left on the clock, and they're not going for the pushes just yet.
Chroma down. No trades played by him. 17 more seconds to go. The clock finally gets paused here. As play number 4, Jello hops on onto the objective. Young J hopping on in as well. Mids Hunter Killer Drone sent out. War Machine for the strike. Backs away. 17 seconds on the pause still as Broke Boys sneak away A. Are they going to get taken out here? 1 final objective player. They wrap around and Scatty. Beautiful defense. 10 more seconds to go. They just need to keep the players off of the hill. And this is round 2 for Scatty.
Well, maybe, but right now it's going to be a very close one. I mean, 1 second left, but they extend the time by going into the hill and they're trying to capture it. And with the smoke blocking their view, they're going to be able to knock a couple of their opponents out of their equation. And just like that, it's going to be a round win for the side of Scadi. 2 points to their name, 1 more to end the game.
Very, very smart defensive play from Scatty, giving up B initially, making Broke Boys think that they had the upper hand, but the number of lives was so equal, right? 25 to 23 by the time the attack onto A started off. And Broke Boys just could not execute a decent enough spawn trap, and that was the lifeline for Scatty. Beautiful clutch out. Love the smoke set. The utilities being played really well, but Broke Boys just haven't been able to do much on the attack. This time on the defense. Let's see how Scatty efficiently wraps around. They attack A first. Nobody moving towards B. 1 more objective player. Mid still alive and kicking. HBK will be able to win out that fight. And the damage still continues. Broke Boys need to step it up on the defense.
They definitely have to step it up now because if they lose this round, they lose the control game, and this is their last opportunity to win against Scadi. Because if Scadi wins this round, they're going to end the game and get that 2 map wins in their favor. And as we were saying a while ago, we are expecting them to win the next hardpoint match. So Scadi definitely is trying their very best so that they can end the series quickly. But right now, we are going to see Broke Boys Club at 19 respawns left, while Scadi at 20. None of the segments on the B side captured just yet, but A side, 1 segment captured by the players of Scadi.
We asked Broke Boys to step it up. They did exactly that. 3 life deficit for the defenders, but B is slowly being sneaked away. Look at the stack here. 1 overextending, and the rest of them managing to make sure they lock down all those angles. Pillars are going to be taken care of as the 2 objective players sneak away B. Broke Boys playing the same strategy as Scatty, but can they find that perfect execution? Jello on the double as players just find him one after the other. Z-Man backs him up as well. What a play by Broke
Quick
Boys.
3-0 for Scotty.
Very, very big play from their side, but
Good
the question is,
hit.
are they going
Oh
to
my
be able to
God.
continue this momentum? Because right now, they are at tie with
Trying
Scatty
really hard to get.
at
How did they not
13
get any
spots
spawn
left.
trap
They
pressure
do
right
have a
there
couple
though?
operator skills and score trees built up that they can use to get a slight advantage in the battlefield.
Oof.
But it's going to be
The
down
big
to
loss.
their
Seven's
gunfight
got to
and
get
engagement.
major
If they need
value.
to be able to win,
Got
be
2?
able to maintain their
Any
lead.
third?
Right
Any
now, Seven's gonna
third?
get a
There's the
huge
third.
triple kill here. That's going to be able to open things up
All
on
right.
their side.
Well, you get traded by a.
Maybe this might be their
Oh wait, no.
opportunity to
Oh
actually
no, they
take
use the claw
the
too.
ground here in control.
I mean, it's do or die, so can't blame them. War Machine comes out. Ooh. I think the War Machine took out the other War Machine. That's crazy.
Mid striking, 22nd kill for him. 7 to 8 lives, 20 seconds to play. The clock has been paused as 2
I got banned in the COD Esports channel
backing them up. HVK
for saying Bobby Watch Party better than COD official stream. That's crazy because they literally won't ban people for anything.
And he is punished instead by
Oh,
static.
I misread your.
For the defenders, this needs to be
I misread your comment, Chaffee. I thought you said that. I thought you were saying banned. The player was in the COD official channel.
Yup, they definitely have to go into
That's
that zone right now.
crazy.
They must capture the segments left.
The amount of hate comments I've seen in COD. That's actually hilarious. The amount of hate comments I've seen in the COD Esports channel. And that's what you get banned for. Wow, that's insane.
Finally, for the side of Broke
Well,
Boys Club, as they try to
very
extend this control match.
Oh, they got really
telling
lucky there that they were
engagement.
punished initially with the advantage to the side of Scatty as Broke Boys were anticipating.
I misunderstood. I didn't look closely at the screenshot you sent me.
Seven could have rotated back a little bit earlier, but either way, everything checked out to the side of Broke Boys. They've got 1 round, 1 back, and now they have the objective in terms of attack. 4 players on the stack for B, and this is a great job.
That's
done thus
crazy.
far at B. First segment completed, second segment on the way. Seven's
Can
gonna
you
be
ask for
back up
unban?
next to the players as he spots Freezy. Another player's gonna be stepping
No. They're not gonna listen to me.
But say hasta la vista to B. Broke Boys have managed to get this done very well once again.
That's
They have
crazy.
a good set up right now, and this is their opportunity to win another round as long as they keep up the place that they did.
Why is Kilo not number 1?
Scotty, closer than ever to win.
Not as good at range.
They aren't going to let it out so
Not as good
easily. They're
BSA.
going to try their best to stand up here and
More
try
difficult
to end
3
the
tap.
game already. But so far, it's been quite a back and forth between these 2 teams. The B side has
Also
already
not as
been
good if you don't
captured,
have the mythic.
which gives them a time extension, but that forces all of our players towards that A site where a lot of engagements are happening either there or in the middle of the map.
Mommy, this is deja vu. I've seen this happen already once, and I might just be able to see an exact repeat of that. Tokyo.
Imagine
holding
BBC
down
make a
the round.
comeback here.
Finds the access, dropping him. Cisco taken out by Static, and Broke Boys fantastically turning the situation around this time, but they do not have the numbers to sustain the
Hurt their
spawn trap
viewership,
build.
Lamau.
And in the meantime, to take advantage of the spawn trap, nobody was there. Broke Boys needs to be a little bit more concise as they take the attack, or else it's gonna
That
end
was
the
not
exact
a
same way.
great
This time,
annihilator.
Scatty played the defense on A.
Yup, we have seen
Someone
this
said, "Come on,
before, but
Cisco."
Let's see if this is going to end up the same way, or will things change up? But
Cisco
for now,
rocking the
Scatty
HVK?
has the numbers advantage,
Top
and
4
with
gun.
Broke Boys Club down by 2 life deficit. They are
HVK is honestly the
stay
perfect
alive,
Garena
and they are
AR.
continuously getting a beating from the players
Because
of
Garena
Scatty,
really
who
doesn't
continue
like
trying to
post-up
stay
ARs,
on
but it's a
now.
really
We
good
see that
flex.
the A side is being contested for, but Scatty with such a good defense, the players of Broke Boys Club can't even go close. And
I think
capture a
Scotty
single
might close it.
yet. For now, the A side is going to be left untouched while they continue to try and kill and knock each
Kinda hope
other
they do.
down
I have
as
to
they
go to the
try
bathroom.
lower the number of respawns each team has.
Ooh,
Great
big
play by
2-piece.
Z-Man, but the Broke Boys
from
are playing
Z-Man.
way too careful. I wanted to say they weren't going in for the operator's investment, but as such,
Operator's going
say that
all
no
out right now.
doubt. Here comes the Annihilator play.
Jello and Z-Man have theirs too. Oh wow, this is big investment.
As well, Young Jay with the War Machine, and now a 3-life deficit. As
Did they get enough out of it?
Z-Man on the side of Broke Boy, circling around.
They get
Chroma,
decent
gets
damage
one
there.
down,
The
goes
smoke,
inside
yeah,
the
they should be able to cap.
the kitchen plate.
Oh my gosh.
Out of the
It's gonna go to
opening,
round 5.
Smoke is just gonna be barricading the
What's
play
Scotty doing?
inside the hill for the time being.
I'm so
Kobe doesn't find
confused.
an angle, and a two-pronged attack coming on through. Mid-
Oh, they used the war machine.
And the investments early on from Broke
There's
Boy
only 10 seconds. Oh, I didn't realize. They have to use their ops. BBC, you gotta use them.
Definitely have to, but with
They
Mix
use them, but
there,
they're so
only
far
the
away.
War
Where's
Machine
that
is going
Puri
to
call?
go.
Oh,
Decide to
oh my
invest
god.
as well, but
Oh,
unfortunately,
they
it's
ran
not
out of
going to just let
time.
them. That is going to be a win to the side of Skadi.
Unfortunate. There was a clear difference in terms of execution from Scatty. Broke Boys just could not match up to them. And this is where Sisco is holding his heart. He says, my heart goes out to you boys. Broke Boys with a broken heart. Because you know exactly what to expect here at takeoff. Unless, of course, Broke Boys have got a little bit of a surprise awaiting us. Let's see if or not Scatty got lucky against Powerhouse and if they're going to lose this one. But it doesn't seem to be the case because gunfights-wise, positioning-wise, Scatty has been pretty threatening all throughout.
Definitely. I mean, Scadi has a little bit of an edge over Broke Boys Club. And if they're going to a map like the next one that they really like, they have their strategy set down. They know exactly what to do. It's going to be a hard for Broke Boys Club to break the players of Scadi. And this is definitely going to be one that we can kind of predict already, unless Broke Boys Club, as you said, has something hidden that we don't know about, and that they can use to put themselves on top of Sacred Scotty. Because the first game of Hardpoint, it was a close one, but it wasn't enough for them to. It wasn't really enough for Broke Boys Club to win just yet.
We haven't seen Broke Boys play Takeoff Hardpoint just yet in the competition. Scatty, on the other hand, once again, they have not once but twice. Both times they have taken fantastic victories. 250 to 115 victory over 4S Kincaid. 250 to 123 victory over Powerhouse themselves, the team that beat down Smarter Mega in the opening series of the day. So this is definitely skewed towards the way of Sacred Scatty. Broke Boys, they need to dig deep and they need to find some sort of cheese strat. They need to find some sort of a way to make Scatty choke.
Definitely, they have to find that weak spot that every single team has and take advantage of it. But if they're not able to do so, then they are unfortunately going to be sent to the lower bracket. So it's
Yes.
going to be down to this game if they're able to turn things around, push for a game 5, or will we have to see them later on in the lower brackets?
I think thus far Scatty has shown that, you know, the numbers may be pretty decently close throughout the whole matchup thus far, right? Because we saw Sacred Scatty start things off 250 to 243. Hacienda was neck and neck, and then pushed into an overtime. It was an 8-6 victory by Broke Boys. Control seems like it wasn't close, but that's only through the scoreline. If you look at the number of lives on both sides, Scatty just had a slight upper hand. They just were a little bit better than the side of Broke Boys. I think the shot calls on the side of Broke Boys were not as clean as what we expected it to be. Scatty took great advantage of that, even at a point where
Nelly
they
wanted
had
to
the
say hi before
pre-operator
she goes to take a
investment.
nap.
Once again, timing is going to be key. The two other
Hi,
players
chat.
were nowhere near the objective when the investment
Hi,
came
chat.
out. Operator players got taken out. No advantage, no trade backs coming through from the players who weren't running those operators. Unfortunate mistakes have given the match away to Scatty, but the Broke Boys Club have got one more opportunity, but it is a uphill battle at takeoff.
Definitely, but this could be their last fight, so they're definitely going to bring everything they've got onto the battlefield to find a way to destroy the players of Scadi.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of what is that weakness of Scadi and how are the players of Broke Boys Club going to find it and take advantage of that, because again, we are already expecting Scadi to go all out here.
And in a game as fast-paced as Hardpoint, I don't know if or not Team Broke Boys is going to be as apt to find those weaknesses and also bring out the adjustments required to take advantage of those weaknesses. For example, in Control, we had a total of 4 rounds, and we saw many a times where Broke Boys could have taken the advantage. They were just making these shot calls that I cannot for the life of me figure out exactly why they went in for those plays. For example, the spawn trap, when they could have played a straightforward approach to the attack on A that was clearly wide open, and in situations where they could or should overextend, they just didn't. Operators were very badly timed, and all of those are fundamental mistakes that we have seen teams make on hardpoint. You make those mistakes, you're going to be late for your rotations, you're not going to be able to break those hills properly. But of course, alternatively, Broke Boys could just turn this into a savage team deathmatch, right? Just rush into those hills, play as scrappy as possible. If they do that, I think they might just be able to sneak one away from Scatty and still keep themselves alive.
Yeah, definitely. They have the chance to do that. But, you know, we just have to exactly see how this plays off. And right now, we are going to head straight into the match. And it looks like Broke Boys Club going in aggressively. He's going to get the first point on the scoreboard. But Scatty is going to be the one holding down Hill.
7-1, Scatty, great lockdown onto the objective for the time being, of course. But the break is just beyond the horizon. The setup is just a tad bit weak from the side of Broke Boys. They're just getting slain the moment they get spotted. And the first kill finally for the side of Broke. This is insane. All of those initial engagements were one-sided. Scatty winning out each and every single one of them.
Yep, Scotty making really big plays here, and we already expected this early on that they will have their strategies ready for this match, and they're definitely showing it here. They've already got 33 points, considering that it's only the end of the first hill, and this first hill is normally a very hard one to occupy. But nonetheless, they were able to rack up a huge amount of points, way more than what their opponent could have gotten. And right now, we're going to start seeing the rotation towards the second hill, where our players from Broke Boys Club is going to go in for the early rotations, but the question is, are they going to be able to maintain it?
10-35, nice break, 57 seconds to go. Nobody anchoring that spawn down. Scatty attacking from the right-hand side. All they need to do is just flank from the left as well, and that's instant crusher on standby. Broke Boys need to deal with this, and they savagely do so just purely with gunfights. This is what I anticipated out of them, and Broke Boys are playing it down to the T, setting their players one after the other. But Scatty keeping up with the challenge, showing Broke Boys that we can play at that game too. As scrappy as this can be, the gunfight's won out by Scatty, finds hill number 2, and the rotation for P3 is a tad bit too early. Broke Boys have got one more solid opportunity.
Yep, they have another chance here to be able to make a break, but 15 seconds left on the clock. I'm not sure if they should go in for the break here or if they should try and go in for the rotations to get a better advantage later on, because that is what the players of Broke Boys Club is going to do. They're going to start rotating, leaving the scrap time to the side of Scatty, but that puts Scatty at 70 points already, while Broke Boys Club, now they have to be able to hold this down to even catch up or get close to Scatty. And even if they're able to take full advantage of this kill, you're not going to be able to overtake them just yet.
Look at what Scatty's doing, taking away the favorable spawn from Broke Boys first and waking their way in purely with the numbers. Broke Boys will be able to hold on to the hill thanks to a fantastic investment of that operator. But the favorable spawn still on the side of Scatty. 37 more seconds to go. 3 players to play this around with. One good push will give Scatty the hill, and that's exactly what happened. 3 players on for the response. Z-Man steps on in. Freezy finds the slay. Jello this time with the claw. And look at Scatty. They just hop on off of the hill, let those operators be played out, and then hop right back in for a fantastic fight. This is what you call teamwork, and the communication is point on for Scatty.
Definitely very on point right now, because they're able to make a huge break there, getting a couple seconds there, but enough to put them closer towards that 100-point mark. And now they're starting their rotation into the next hill. They're setting up. They have 3 players there already, watching every single entrance possible and getting that upper area, which gives them a huge advantage when it comes to positioning. Now, if they're able to hold this down, this is going to set them up for success. But for now, it's going to be Broke Boys Club who's in the hill, as there's only one player on the side of Scatty who's right around the corner. But Scatty, with the backup coming right in time, they're going to go in for a push towards that hill. Gravity Vortex goes to waste. Annihilator here being outplayed by 7. Unfortunately, gets knocked out. and that's a waste of another investment on their side. And Scotty just timing everything so perfectly. Broke Boys Club having huge difficulty here.
And that was all thanks to Sisco. Fantastic play with the Gravity Vortex, but Sisco found his way into the hill, slayed out Z-Man, and took the hill right back. Back and forth, we of course continue to go, but very little of the hill time being soaked up here by Broke Boys. They do have the numbers to flush these players out, but the majority of the gunfights on the side of Scatty, and that just defeats the numbers trickling in one after the other. Final few points to the side of Scatty, and the lead is starting to build up.
Yup, it's getting wider and wider right now as Scotty continues to get hill after hill after hill, getting the advantage each time. And Broke Boys Club, unfortunately, this is just not their game right now. They're not doing really well. Hopefully, they're going to be able to find things to turn it around because they definitely have the time to do so. But they have to do it soon because as soon as Scotty gets closer towards that 150 and maybe even the 200-point mark, it's going to be even more difficult and more pressure on their side to catch up. And right now you can see Scotty doing what they did earlier, trying to take the best advantage of his first hill to rack up more points. Now this is a hard hill to occupy, but for Scotty they make it easy and they make it a huge money bank for them in this hill. And right now you can see that they're definitely racking up a lot of points here, keeping Broke Boys Club out.
Scatty could have played that hill much more better. They had perfect angles to work around from at the start of this hill. They found that beautiful break, but overextending gave Broke Boys another lifeline. They do manage to sneak away a couple of points from this P1, but the setup for P2 is skewed towards one side. Look at that mini-map. It's all out Scatty on the left, but player number 2, 7 has been grifted the spawns. Nobody anchoring it down, and therefore the gods of RNG give it away to Broke Boys. Broke Boys up on the hill. This is an advantage, but can they make good use of it? The attack from the back, Freezy with the Annihilator as well. And as beautiful as the start was, Broke Boys get broken down, and Scatty really slipping away. Broke Boys just can't seem to properly catch up. We seem to have lost Wasabi. We do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. 154 to 87. Scatty having this hold on for sure, but 3 players on the objective, attacking on the side of Broke Boys. Mid needs to step it up. War Machine up to the top, and the timing is just perfect as 7 swings on in. CBR4 finds a double. Sisco trading him out. Back and forth we go, but gunfights, and Scatty cannot be separated.
Scotty getting closer towards that 200-point mark. Broke Boys Club unfortunately struggling again and again, not even getting close to that 100-point mark just yet. They definitely have to step up their play now. They're going in for the early rotations to the next hill. This is going to be their chance to rack up more points and slowly make their way towards that 100-point mark. But if they let go of this hill, they're setting up the players of Sacred Scotty
broke a phone.
for success.
Didn't
Now,
realize
this is
it
a
fell on
big
the
hill for
ground.
both of these teams, and it's going to be a matter of who holds it down. And from the looks of it, Broke Boys Club is doing relatively well.
Nelly,
Holding it
freaking
down.
go to
They get
sleep.
kill after kill. As you see, the kill field becomes blue, but Scotty is
BBC bouncing back.
continuously going in for the push, trying to
Sisco
make
on
into the hill
33.
and get it from them. Unfortunately, not successful just yet. as
Breezy
Zeman
on
continues to split every
37?
single opponent that goes in.
Attacking from the weaker side is just not the strong suit of Scatty. As they take over the generator spots, this gives them the numbers advantage and the hill as well. Final 15 seconds, domination.
Oh
all
my
out here
gosh.
for Team Scatty. They've got the numbers to play around with, and this is going to force
This should
Broke
really
Boys to go
not be
for an
close at
early
all right
rotation
now.
towards B4. Scatty has got the
Breezy's
ball,
on
or at least
40
they had
already.
that
What the
moment
frick?
ago before. It
Dude's
was
gonna
for
drop
player number 4,
60.
and now it belongs to the Broke Boys. But Tokyo spawning out gives them
If
a
this
leeway
extends at
here.
all.
With a wraparound, Chroma sorts out Young Jay. They take that generator spawn. That's not going to give them a lot of advantage, though, as the hill is beautifully captured by Broke Boys. And Z-Man going for the overextension and the purifier.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Vince doesn't
How
get the
does he
punish
get the
just yet.
kill there? What the frick?
Right now, the players of Broke Boys definitely starting to step up their game. They're getting closer and making that gap with smaller
Breezy's
and
on
smaller.
45?
And trying to catch up with Scotty. They are getting the hills now. They are starting to get the advantage.
Ooh,
and
barely
keeping
stays
Scotty
alive
out.
there.
Scotty Scotty, on the other hand, I'm sure they are getting scared of losing this game because the players of Broke Boys Club's inching closer and closer towards them. Now, the hold on this hill is currently in favor of the players of Broke Boys Club as they hold down every single entrance, keeping 2 to 3 players on the hill while the other 2 roam the areas to keep the enemies out. But the players of Scotty, they
Swift
haven't given
1-2.
up. They go in for the break, get the scrap time on the hill.
Cisco, the OBJ too, with 37?
Boys Club, they're only down
Brother.
10 points from Scotty as
Impressive.
we go into the first hill once again, and this one is a hard one to hold out.
But advantage to Scatty here. 5 operators on standby. They don't need to waste it out here on P4.
Oh.
Set up for P1. You're not gonna
They save all the operators, huh? Interesting.
Quite an open hill, but you do see Sisco whipping out the gravity vortex, trying to give them a little bit of an extra advantage. That failed.
I guess they're trying to time it so the operators, they get good value of their operators now, and then they have as many as possible for P3.
That bracks up the rest of the Broke Boys to find the continuous
Oof,
points
7.
on this P1. Great performance.
Breezy's
by
on
Broke Boys
50
for the
already.
last 2 hills.
He's actually going to drop 60 plus.
Play
That
from
is
them, and they're
unreal
finally
numbers.
able to catch up, and now they're definitely giving Scotty a run for their money. 4 points away from
How are
overtaking the
BBC
Scotty.
in
And
this?
Scotty, on the other hand,
I mean,
they're
7's
still
just
playing.
going
They've
straight
only
God
gotten
mode.
about 30 points in the last 3 hills, which is not a lot.
Crazy.
considering it's 3 hills. And
They're
that
using
means
the,
Broke
what,
Boys
is
Club
that the new perk
definitely
that,
stepping up their game. Scotty's getting the scrap
basically
time on
makes you
second on
immune
this
to
first
a
hill.
tactical for like,
Of Broke Boys
it
Club starts
makes you
taking
completely
the
immune like
second
once
hill
every
to
30
get
seconds
the
or
early
something?
rotations to set up
Is that
and
the
block
one?
off those entrances to keep the players of Scotty out of the way.
He's
And now
on
you can see a couple of
52.
investments going through, and here Static.
What
big
are
play
these
with
numbers
gravity
right
vortex,
now,
using
dude?
it to block off the
Holy
entrances, but unfortunately
operators.
gets faced by the war machine of
How have I
Miz,
not seen
who's just
Freezy's
going
POV
absolutely
like a single
bonkers,
time?
clearing off that second hill for the rest of the team to go in and for the
How have I not seen it a
Great
single
angle played by
time?
Mids, but that's just to sort out the gravity vortex player. But the rest of the effort needs to be made.
Dude is on the brink of a
Impressive.
60
He runs
bomb.
out of the operator, and the rest of the players from the side of Broke Boys hop on
And
onto
I don't
the
think
hill.
I've seen him
Super
take a
scrap
shot.
now as the match finds the equalizer.
Please, he's gonna get the kill. He
212
doesn't get the kill right
points
there?
on each
Maybe.
side.
Oh,
They
he
kill
got
this
shot in the
side of
back.
Broke Boys as they pull forward. Scatty have got the favorable
Oh
score.
my
15
gosh.
seconds to go.
This is chaos.
Can
I
get
think
the kill?
BBC might
Are they gonna
force.
get that early rotation? As you can see, player number 4 in blue
I think
gets
they
on
might be
one
able to
from
force map
generators.
5.
They're gonna help him anchor down P3.
Oh my
This
gosh,
is
if
the
they
money
do.
kill. Broke Boys cannot
Yeah,
lose
they
this
win the
one.
rotation.
Now you can see Broke Boys, they finally take the lead over Scotty.
And
Those
Scotty
were
don't
so
have their
slightly,
ops.
but that's definitely something that Scotty should be afraid of.
Breezy's
This is the
got
opportunity for Broke Boys Club to end the
56.
game as they get into
7's on
the next
51?
hill.
Oh
They
my
are
gosh,
moving
what
towards
is
the
this
end.
map
Blockade
right now?
investing into the war machine, but unfortunately gets knocked
What
out.
is this map right now?
It's going to be a fight for
Holy
Rivers, able to take
Freezy.
advantage
Oh
of
my,
this third hill.
59.
Freezy is the only one here
60.
in, but backup comes right in time. The Predator miss out to clear off the
Don't
area.
tell me he's gonna go
Freezy
for
standing
70
over
right
the
now.
hill, finally taking back the advantage to their side.
I'm in
Broke Boys
disbelief at the
Club
moment.
trying to make a
I'm
break
in
into the hill.
freaking disbelief.
Freezy
Scotty break back in. They might be able to clutch it. Freezy pops his Annie. He gets one. Doesn't get traded. Oh my gosh.
Jello in the house with a
Oh my gosh. How do Broke Boys have the point right now? Freezy gets another 64. Broke Boys should be able to contest for long enough. It's gonna go to P4. What is happening? Freezy on 65. The boxing gloves don't connect. Oh my gosh, you gotta reload. What is happening? Cisco's got grab.
This is it, guys.
Grab
It's
vortex for
4
Cisco.
points needed for the side
Oh my
fight.
gosh.
They're gonna
They've gotta
hold
get
down
in,
the hill,
but the
Broke
gravity
Boys
vortex.
going in for the
They've got to
fight.
break from behind, and they're not gonna be able to do it. Scotty.
It's going to be Scotty. who's
Freezy
going to win here.
65.
Goes down the hill in the very last second.
As anticipated, it was a close game between
Bro.
the two teams. Not once, not twice, but 4 close games in a row. But Scatty winning it out
65? Is that a
3-1
record?
Scoreline, fantastic effort. We saw both of them doing many things right. The
Bro.
rotations were key. Both teams focusing on the exact same thing. And it was, of course, going to go down all the way to that final P3 play. Of course, at least we thought, because there was just one
All right,
more
well,
required
Nelly's
for
crying.
Scatty, and they did have the sport.
I was gonna end
but
stream
Broke
there
Boys
anyway.
won't
Freezy
up on
65,
them
that's a good way to
for
wrap
sure.
things
No way
up.
They're gonna get taken down.
Thank you guys for
Check this
watching.
out.
Hope you enjoyed.
Freezy